people should always have a say. The landlord, the homeowner, and the resident should always have a say. So what I'm proposing is that a resolution should be crafted up to state that the city will never do eminent domain on those mobile home park area, because those mobile home people who lives there are on a fixed income, and they're usually senior citizen, and they don't have the income to rent another home or buy another home in Orange County. Because if you think about it, every home in Orange County is what, $1 million right now. And where would those senior citizen or people who are less fortunate or low income would be living in, or where would they buy a home at in Orange County? So basically they will be displaced. And so my resolution is to have city craft.
What is your request?
That's what I just said. So I asked the city to craft up a resolution stating that we would not do eminent domain over those mobile home parks in the city of Westminster. Because I know, Mr. Mayor, you always mention that you care, Kimberly and Monzo as well, you care for the mobile home park people, and that you are concerned for them. So I think this is of your interest as well, to protect them.
So the request is that you would walk an item onto the agenda to craft a resolution that you would never do eminent domain on mobile home parks.
Yes,
and for all the reasons that you stated. In order to walk an item onto the agenda, it has to be something that arose after the agenda was posted.
Exactly.
And that it has to be of sufficient urgency that action needs to be taken tonight. So a 4/5 of the council would have to vote to walk an item on. And so with that, is that something the council's willing to consider?
I have my second. Now I'm going to my second. Mr.
I haven't heard from him yet. Is there a second to the motion?
Yes, I second.
Okay. And you want to speak? Go ahead.
No, I just find it funny that she has to speak for Councilmember Wynn. I mean, I'm sure he has the ability to speak for himself. That's all I got to say.
Okay, thank you. Let me be clear to every one of you. When I heard that these two councils are going to put in the item, the urgency item, you heard it from the city attorney that has to be urgency.
Am I in the way?
But that is another, only one part of their reason for walking in. The second reason I asked city attorney, are we going against state law for putting this item on? Because state law is saying that the eminent or domain shouldn't be, the local should obey to the state law. Understand there are times that we can go differently, but if there is a specific case, then we can do it. But then I asked him, whatever it is, I want you to, and he said that it's not going anywhere, but they have the right to put the request. And I said, I don't want to spend 10 to 15 minutes on the dais to argue about this one. So I want you to make sure that they understand, and I want you to make recommendation to them not to bring it in. And I want to ask you, did you convey that message to them?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I did convey.
So as long as you convey the message and they continue to do this, then it's their part. And then right now, go ahead and call for the vote, please.
Mr. Mayor, thank you for that.
No, right now we call for the vote. You have to request. We are not discussing the item until we approve to bring it in or not. So at this time, go ahead and move on with the roll call vote, please.
Thank you, Mayor. Motion was made by Councilwoman Fan West, seconded by Councilmember Nguyen, to direct staff to prepare a resolution that states that the city will not do an eminent domain for the reasons stated by Councilwoman Fan West against mobile home parks within the community. I'll go to call for roll. Councilwoman Fan West.
Fan West, yes.
Councilmember Monzo.
For the record, I didn't hear that Councilmember Wynn seconded.
I did.
Councilmember West seconded for him. So
He did. I think he just spoke for himself. So
No, you just spoke
maybe
for
you
him.
should
Yes, I
listen,
did.
Mr. Monzo. Please
my vote is
listen.
no.
Councilmember Nguyen.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Ho.
Yes, I'd like to say, before I vote, I'd like to say that this is another way for them to grandstand themselves. I really don't believe Amy Fan West understands anything about eminent domain or her job on the council. So I think that, if we can stop allowing her to use this fear tactic. You don't understand what it takes to, go that route and take someone's land.
I
We
think
don't
that
intend to do
We
that.
don't discuss it
So-
right now,
Please.
right? We don't discuss it right now.
You're not the mayor, okay?
Okay,
So my
if he
vote is
didn't do his
no.
job
You're
right,
not
ask
the
him
mayor.
to do it
You're
for
not the
him.
mayor, okay?
Just told
We are not,
to
You're not
we
the
are not
mayor.
discussing right
I ask you
now.
to be quiet, please. Okay, go ahead and vote for it, please.
I said no.
Mayor Nguyen?
Okay, well, before I vote, I want to make sure you're clear about it. When I talked to the city attorney, and that's what I have him convey the message to the council, just not to bring it in. But then from there, I haven't talked to him. So you and I haven't heard that at this meeting, they bring it in and they want to have the urgency item. And she called me that I'm lying to the public. That's not. I was not lying to the public because I don't know if you request to have the item to bring in, then you need to
You
make it
direct
at
the
this
city attorney to tell me.
Not somewhere else, at this dais. So my vote is no.
Motion failed 2-3.
Thank you.
Wow.
Next is city manager report, please.
Mayor, if I can go ahead and do my report first.
Did I ask for the city clerk report? Oh, no, not yet, huh? Sorry about that. Yeah, please.
Thank you, Mayor. We do have Lake Communications in front of you for items 5.2 regarding the attachment for council to consider tonight, as well as 9.2 clarifying that the item is an ordinance and not a resolution. Additionally, I'd like to remind everybody that Election Day is Tuesday, November 5th. All active voters should have already received their vote by mail ballot in their mailboxes. If you have not yet received your ballot via USPS, I encourage you to contact the Orange County ROV to confirm your voter registration status. There are over 37 vote centers within 6 miles of Westminster. For example, we have a few here: Westminster Branch Library, Westminster Community Services Building, and Merriam Warren Community Building, along with 17 vote by mail ballot drop-off locations within 6 miles of Westminster. You could go to Bolsa Chica Park or Tony Lamb Park. Additionally, you could go throughout any of Orange County's vote centers, ballot drop-off locations. As a reminder, all vote centers and ballot drop-off locations will be open until 8 p.m. on Election Day. For all other questions related to voting in this year's election, please contact the Orange County ROV or your Westminster City Clerk's office. And that concludes my report.
Thank you very much for the short report. And next is city manager report, please.
Thank you. So first, communities come together. The Westminster Police Department is holding its second event with the Aiden and Andy group at the Westminster Boys and Girls Club. The event is designed to create a welcoming learning environment for members of the Westminster community who experience spectrum-related learning and or other developmental disabilities and their families. The event is designed to provide several interactive education-based activity stations, allowing community members to interact positively with Westminster PD and or OCFA members while learning the essential skills of personal safety and when to call emergency services for help. The event will be held on Saturday, November 9th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Reservations are required. Please contact Ruby at 714-856-4914. Next, our senior center will be having a spooky bingo bash this Friday from 1 to 3 p.m. Bring your best bingo skills and join us for a spooktacular day full of frightful fun, fantastic prizes, and eerie excitement. Tickets are on sale for $15 at the senior center front desk and includes bingo cards, 1 meal ticket, and drink ticket. For more information about this event and other senior center events, call the senior center at 714-895-2878. Also this Friday is our Halloween Spooktacular. This is the third year we're holding it here at the Civic Center, and it just grows every year. Starting at 4:30 p.m. right here in the Civic Center parking lot. Grab your friends and family, come dressed in your ghoulish costume and enjoy an evening of spookiness. The event will feature over 50 trunks to grab treats from, movie night featuring Kung Fu Panda 4 after the trunk or treat, a live DJ and a free photo booth, cakewalk, a ghost hunt, a pumpkin patch maze, games and activities, food trucks, and a face painter. We'll also be celebrating Dia de los Muertos with community ofrendas thoughtfully decorated by various local groups. Come check out these stunning displays as a chance to reflect, remember, and celebrate the lives of loved ones who have passed. Veterans Day is coming up. Thank you for your service, veterans. Get your free Proud Veteran Yard sign today. Visit the Community Services and Recreation front desk before November 8th or while supplies last. If you need one delivered, call Community Services and Recreation to make arrangements, 714-895-2860. And last but not least, our annual TAP parade is coming up. Participant and sponsor applications are now available for our upcoming parade on Saturday, February 1st. Visit the city website to apply today. And then, of course, for more information, call 714-895-2860. This year's theme will be Spring of Resiliency. And of course, this takes place along Bolsa Avenue between Magnolia and Bouchard Street, celebrating the Year of the Snake. And with that, that concludes my report.
All right, thank you very much, City Manager. Well, I'm sorry that we have to start out with the meeting with a search of the harsh environment, but then it's always my pleasure to recognize this is a good part of the city always city meeting all the time with a special presentation. So today, tonight, this evening, I have a chance to, I'm honored to recognize the following groups for their the presentations. So the first presentation is a presentation of Proclamation for Red Ribbon Week. The second one is presentation Proclamation for Law Enforcement Records and Support Personnel Day. The third one is presentation of certificates of recognition recognizing 4 festival sponsors and department heads. Next one, last but not least, the presentation of certificate of recognition to Aston Arroyo, newly appointed city clerk, department president of the League of Cow Cities. Before I asked council to join me at the podium to present the appreciation to the groups, I'd like to go ahead and read my appreciation to them. Okay, first of all, presentation of Proclamation for Red Ribbon Week. The red ribbon has been chosen as a symbol commemorating the work of Enrique Kiki Camarena, a drug enforcement administration agent who was murdered in the line of duty and represent the belief that one person can make a difference. The 2024 National Red Ribbon campaign theme is Life is a Movie, Film Drug Free. October 23rd to 31st has been designated as a National Red Ribbon Week, encouraging Americans to wear a red ribbon to show their support for a drugs-free environment. Now, therefore, I, Mayor Chi Charlie Nguyen, on behalf of Vice Mayor Ho and council members Fan West, Menzo, and Nguyen, do hereby proclaim October 23rd to 31st, 2024 as Red Ribbon Week in the city of Westminster and encourage all citizens to support a drug-free lifestyle. Next one is a presentation of Proclamation for Law Enforcement Records and Support Personnel Day. The Westminster Police Department Records Bureau devotes countless hours to performing their duties that keep law enforcement agency running smoothly. And these professionals demonstrate excellent attention to detail with quality control and effective communications. Now, therefore, I, Mayor Chi Charlie Nguyen, on behalf of Vice Mayor Ho and Council Member Fan West, Menzo, and Nguyen, do hereby proclaim November 14, 2024 as Law Enforcement Records and Support Personnel Day in the city of Westminster and extend our gratitude to the Westminster Police Department, they are here, Records Bureau staff and support personnel for their diligence, commitment, and dedicated service to our community. The next one is presentation of certificate of recognition recognizing 4 festival sponsors and department heads. The 2024 Fall Festival was tremendous success. As your mayor, I am so proud of the spirit and unity it has brought to our great city. We are honored this evening to recognize our sponsor for their generosity in supporting this event. Your contributions play a vital role in making the festival possible, and it shows your commitment to the power of community and coming together to showcase our spirit and pride. Countless memories were made at this year's event, and on behalf of the entire City Council and staff, I am truly grateful for your continued partnership. Additionally, I'd like to take a moment to thank our great staff. This year, every department was represented throughout the entire festival, and the event would not have been successful without the collaboration of the Community Services Department, Public Works Department, and Police Department. Why don't we put our hands together for our fantastic staff team? Thank you very much. I was there for the whole 4 days, and I know how much that they have to go through. And I know that some of you have been there for the whole 4 days for festival. Understand that last year, the year before last, we have only 1 day. Last year, we extended 3 days. We still think that more need to be done, so we extended to 4 days. I was joking with the community director, the service director. I said, well, next year we are going to do it 5 days or the whole week, and I don't think that they can handle it. But anyway, thank you very much, Vanessa. Thank you very much for your hard work and your team too. Next one is presentation of certificate of recognition to Aston Arroyo, MMC, newly appointed city clerks, department president of the League of Cow Cities. I was there, witnesses. She was there as a president, and she would present. Represent other cities to work with the city league to conduct the meeting. So I want to appreciate you and thank you for taking this role. So lastly, I would like to recognize City Clerk Arroyo for her recent appointment as a president of the League of Cow City Clerk Department, showcasing your continued mentorship and support of the development of the future leaders in the city clerk's profession. We would like to recognize you for your hard work and dedication to the city clerk professional. Congratulations. And this time, I would like to invite all the council members to join me at the podium so that we can hand out the plaques. But before I go through that, I want to tell you for the certificate recognition of the recognizing 4 festival sponsors. I have 2 title sponsors this year, and 1 platinum sponsor, and 3 gold sponsors, 4 silvers, and 3 bronze sponsors. Why don't we put our hands together and thank you, each and every one of them, for the sponsors. Okay. I would like to recognize the 2 young Marines here today to accept their proclamation for Red Ribbon Week. So I really appreciate for your dedication, for your service, and being here with us tonight. Why don't we put our hand together for them too? Thank you. Why don't you come up here? As I already read, the Red Ribbon Week proclamation. So this is proclamation to recognize you for October 23rd to 31st, 2024, with number of reasons. So I therefore Chi Charlie Nguyen, Mayor of the City of Westminster, on behalf of the Vice Mayor, Kim Min Ho, and Councilmember Amy Fan West, Carlos Menzo, and Nam Quan Nguyen, do hereby proclaim that October 23rd to 31st, 2024 as Red Ribbon Week in the City of Westminster. And I do encourage all citizens to support a drug-free environment lifestyle. Thank you very much. Congratulations. And I would like for you to have some words. Do you want to?
Good evening. I'm Young Marine Corporal Nguyen, and I want to thank the City Council members for granting Southeast County Young Marines the opportunity to receive a Red Ribbon Week proclamation. The Young Marines program is a national nonprofit youth organization for boys and girls ages 8 to the completion of high school. We teach character through the building of self-discipline, teamwork, and leadership. The primary focus of the Young Marine program is drug demand reduction, or DDR. Red Ribbon Week is a very important time for us, not only as a unit, but as a nationwide program. There are approximately 9,000 members around the country that reach out to their communities year-round with messages of healthy, drug-free lifestyles, and these proclamations support our war on drugs. It's an honor to be here, and thank you again for the opportunity and your support on this very serious issue.
Thank you very much. So now it's a time for the. No. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next, I would like to, on behalf of the City of Westminster, City Council, and City staff, I would like to present this proclamation, Law Enforcement Records and Support Personnel Day, November 14, 2024, to our law enforcement. So may I ask for all of you to come up here to join us. So who want to receive this one? Congratulations. So on behalf of the city staff, I would like to present it to you, this proclamation, and recognize that November 14, 2024, as Law Enforcement Records and Support Personnel Day, and extend our gratitude to the Westminster Police Department Record Bureau staff and support personnel for their diligence, commitment, and dedicated service to our community. And I ask you to join us to congratulate them too. Thank you.
Thank you so much. On behalf of Records, I'd like to thank the mayor and city council members for this proclamation. We're truly honored to receive it.
Thank you very much. So it's time for photo. I already said it's time for pictures, so good time for pictures, and then you can talk.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you. Guys, I really appreciate, ladies, all you do, because I know that with Record, you guys keep every information, and you have to be precise. And thank you for all you do for our city, and please keep up the good work. And if you need anything, we're here for you. Thank you. God bless.
Anyone else? All right, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
So now the certificate of recognition to our sponsors. I know it's handed to me for the platinum sponsor, but I know that we have two title sponsors within our city. I'd like to recognize the people who are title sponsor first. Okay, for the title sponsors for this year Fall Festival, we have Westminster Municipal Employees Association. May I ask the representative to come up here? Thank you so much. All right, thank you very much.
On behalf of WMEA, I'm President Vincent Wante. We just want to say thank you, and it's our time to give back to you, the community. That's why we chose to be, when they came to us and said, hey, can we be title sponsors? We said absolutely, because we want to give back to the community. And I'm hoping that maybe next year we can give back in the same way again. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Stay here for
Can I say something to him, Mr.
Thank
Mayor?
you.
Okay, Public Work, thank you for all you do. You guys are amazing.
It's not public work.
WMA, they're the union. So thank you for all you guys do, because you guys are amazing. Keep up the good work. Thank you.
WMEA. Yeah. So thank you so much for everything. It's about time you guys come out and sponsor, especially this year, right? Because our fall festival has really grown. And thank you. And so you got to repeat next year and the year after and the year after. Thank you. You remember that, everybody. Thank you.
Vincent, please extend my gratitude to all the members at Taking Back. And not only did they support us by being a sponsor, but these guys were out there over 16-hour days out there every day. So they really hit it out of the park and being there for our community. So thank you very much.
I will go ahead and read the appreciation, but following all of these, I will call the name, but the following paragraph is going to be the same. In appreciation of your generosity and dedication to the success of the 2024 Fall Festival by sponsoring and participating in this festive celebration with the community. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
The next one is also going for the title sponsor, and it came from Westminster Police Officers Association. Would you please come to join us here? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I just want to say it was an honor to partner with our counterparts over at WMEA and provide such a wonderful event for the community. We were just honored, and the showing from the community was amazing. So thank you, guys.
Thank you very much. Anything from anyone? Okay.
Sorry. Hey, we love you guys. Thank you for all you guys do, and just disregard there's chaos in the background. But anyways, thank you for all you guys do, and you guys help with the Westminster PD, because every union, we need protection for our Westminster PD. So thank you for all you guys do for vouching for our law enforcement. Thank you. God bless.
Well, President Kazi Sak, under your leadership, I thank you for everything that you've done for our city. And thank you also. Of course, I'd like to thank WPOA as a whole. Thank you so much. And please let them know that I appreciate, and we all from the council appreciate their efforts. Thank you.
President, Vice President, thank you very much for what you do and being a sponsor for our community and working hard for our community. So please extend my gratitude to the whole board and all our members. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
You want to say? Oh, why is it your hand? Well, the next one is, this one is special. I remember last year, I still remember vividly that last year we had Westminster School District sponsor us as a title sponsor. I don't know this year, because of economy or something, they came down with the platinum sponsor, but we can also accept as a third or more of the title sponsor for next year if you can this year. So I would like to invite you to come up here for the recognition. So this certificate of recognition to present it to Westminster School District for Festival 2024, platinum sponsor. And I would like to present on behalf of the City Council and City staff, I would like to present it to you on behalf of for the Westminster School District. And this is the president of the school district, board of school and board of trustees. Thank you very much. And here is a certificate of speech.
Thank you, Mayor and City Council member. As the president of the Westminster School District, we're very honored to support the city. We try to teach our kids to give back to the community, preserving their culture and promoting their culture. But why are we going down from title to platinum? You guys need to get together, okay? If you all work well together, you go back to the highest sponsorship. How's that? Okay, that's how we teach our kids. 20 years from now, they be in your shoes, and you need to lead by example. That's how it's gonna work. But I really thank you very much for doing all the program in the city so our kids can participate. And that's, we need to work together for the sake of our city. Thank you.
I want to thank you for your comments, but I just want to remind our staff here, we have for tonight, that we have to recognize them and then to sponsor them. So based on your comment, it might hurt you. I'm sorry, I'm just kidding. So we are here for.
Thank you. This is our president, Francis Nguyen, and I also make sure we need to bring David Johnson. He's also a board trustee. Come up here. Come up here. Yes, please come up here.
I am so sorry, Trustee Johnson. I didn't see you. Otherwise, I would have invited you up here. This is Trustee David Johnson. We work together with our school district, and we also have other 3 board members. They cannot be here tonight.
So yeah, thank you, President. Thank you, board member, trustee, for what your dedication to our community and for extending and making sure that we collaborate as much as possible, because that was missing for many years. And I'm glad with your guys' leadership, we're bringing that back. So thank you very much for being part of our community. Thank you.
Thank you very much, President Francis Tedhui. I remember, I believe it was over this last TED parade that you, the Westminster Board of Trustees, were the title sponsor. So I hope you do the same this year. And I thank you for your efforts, for supporting us, our city, and our council as a whole. Thank you so much for everything you do. And please repeat this coming TED Festival.
Well, I'll just repeat a little bit about what I said at the last council meeting, which is to thank the city and specifically all the PD that came out to, I think, 11 different of our sites, to Community Services and Recreation. You came out as well. I see you. The Family Resource Center came out, and the majority of our city council members came out as well to events that we had for a walk and roll safely to school event. And that shows that your participation is just as strong as ours, and it goes both ways. And we build a synergy together, and I really appreciate that. So thank you to all of you.
So I just want to say thank you, Westminster District, for all you do, trustee. And please continue to work for our children in our school and just make sure that you guys continue to provide the best education as we know what's happening in the state of California. And thank you for all you do. Keep up the good work, guys. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Time for a picture. Thank you. Next, I know we have like 3 or 4 of our gold sponsors. The first one is the certificate of recognition presented to Y&G Income Tax and Multi Services for Festival 2024 Gold Sponsor. Please come. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay.
It's up to you.
I don't have any words but say, I mean, I hope so see you next year too.
Thank you very much. Come back and sponsor it next year. Thank you. We appreciate that. The next one is certificate of recognition presented to Seaside Dining Del Taco for Festival 21-24 Go sponsor. Please come and join us up here. Come on, come on. Yes, thank you. We love to have a picture with you. What did it say?
I just want to say on behalf of Seaside, we're really glad that we had the opportunity to participate with Westminster. And we say thank you because we want to go ahead and continue to participate in the next few years.
We wanted to say thank you to you too. Thank you. All right, thank you. Next. Next is a certificate of recognition presented to Midway City Sanitary District for Fall Festival 2024 silver sponsor. I know that we have the president of Midway City, Mark Wynn, here with us today. So congratulations. Thank you. Come on, thank you. All right, you have anything to say?
Midway and the city has a special relationship. We're like siblings, except the city is a bigger bully. All kidding aside, thank you for this award. It's always a pleasure and an honor to be a sponsor of the city's event. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Let's stay here for a picture. All right, thank you very much. Okay. Next is the certificate of recognition for presented to Ruby Corporation McDonald's of Westminster for Festival 2024 silver sponsor. Do we have a rep here? No. Okay. All right. We will give it to them later. The next is certificate of recognition presented to Westminster Memorial Park and Mortuary for Festival 2024 silver sponsor. Thank you very much for your sponsor. Thank you. Okay. Oh, okay, all right, thank you, thank you. Okay, not sure that you are here, but this certificate recognition presented to United Employment Solutions for Fall Festival 2024 bronze sponsor. She's not here, so we'll, oh, right here, oh, okay, thank you. All right, so you have to say something.
Hi, I'm the marketing director of United Employment Solutions. On behalf of United Employment Solutions, we want to say thank you for the honor to support your community. Thank you so much.
I think this is a special one, right? This is very special. This is very special. And as I read earlier, this is certificate of recognition presented to Ashen Orojo, MMC, in recognition of your hard work and dedication as newly appointed city clerks department, president of the League of Cow Cities. This time, I would like to ask our staff, the city managers and city assistant manager and department heads, can you join us over here for this special occasion with picture, please? I know it's a surprise that I asked them, so they're not prepared. All right. You want to say?
Thank Thank you, Mayor and members of the City Council, as well as our department head team and city staff for supporting me and for inspiring me to continue to mentor and motivate those who are coming up in the city clerk profession. Thank you again.
Thank you very much. It's our pleasure. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. I think that's it, right? Thank you very much. Thank you for your patience also. We'll continue with our meeting. Again, we want to thank all the sponsors sponsoring our fall festival event, and I hope that you can sponsor us next year even more. Like I said from the last meeting, beginning of the last meeting, and continue to future meetings, I will make sure that I will have a break in between so that council can take a break, and also you can also take a break. So with that, I will later on take a recess for the meeting, and I asked all the council member, please stay at the meeting until we have the recess. Second thing is I want to thank you all, each and every one of you, for being here tonight. I know there are a lot of things, there are a lot of commitment, there are a lot of the responsibility, duties at home, but you choose to be here this evening just because you care for the city. I truly believe that you care for the city. That's why you spend time here, hours and hours here, to attend the meeting and to give to voice your opinion. So I appreciate on behalf of the city council and city staff. We really appreciate for your time. With that, I also want to clarify something. There are so many people misunderstanding that, and they were out there saying that the meeting for the city of Westminster took like 13 hours. I know it was a record at one time. But remember, the 13 hours meeting basically combined of the two meetings together. Remember the meeting before that? Because of the disruption, I have to adjourn the meeting before, and we couldn't get that much work done, city business done. And it's carried over to the next meeting. And for the next meeting, I don't want it continue to carry over. So I want to make sure that we do see our business. And as an elected official, we have to stay until it's done. We will do that. That's why it took 13 hours. But that's not only the reason alone. With the infighting from the councils, it makes matter worse. That's why it's 13 hours. And I want to make sure that about that, because today at one of the YouTubes I view, it's unfortunately it came out from our council saying that trying to slam at me that I don't know how to run the meeting and have the meeting run for 13 hours. And they know for the fact why it is. So I want to clarify that. So if from now on people said that why City of Westminster took a 13-hour meeting, you know that we actually do two meetings in one. Okay, thank you. Next is yes, I understand oral communication, but I think I have one here that I want to. Okay, I'd like, before we go on with the oral communication, and this is, I want to make sure that for oral communication, this is for agendized item only. And if you are speaking non-agenda item, please wait until the time.com. When I say the time.com, it's not at the end of the meeting for this meeting. I understand that we took a lot of time, that we have to do the presentation, which I think we all proud of that. But I will try to move the meeting, I will try to move the oral communication for the non-agenda item to come before the public hearings items. So be patient with us on that. So at this time, before I ask Madam Clerk to read the instruction into the record, I just want to mention that we have the policy, and the policy is, I think, is posted right here and outside, and it's also mentioned in the agenda package. So if you have any question about it, please take a look at that. And I ask you to be politely and treat everyone courteously, and also make sure that if you need to refrain from any profanity, because we have our younger children, high school students, they also follow this meeting, just to make sure that we don't want to have a bad impression on them. Please, I understand there are some Vietnamese people here, and they also, I believe that's first time or second time attend this meeting. Please allow me to speak in Vietnamese for a few minutes on this. Thưa quý vị, ngay lúc này chúng ta chỉ có nói về, chúng tôi sẽ mở ra để cho quý vị có được quyền lên để phát biểu, nhưng mà chỉ có 3 phút mà thôi. Mà trong cái phát biểu này chỉ có phát biểu cho những cái chương trình hay là cái chủ đề ở trong cái agenda này thôi. Ngoài cái agenda này thì quý vị phải đợi tới cái lúc mà nó gọi là non-agenda item, có nghĩa là quý vị tới lúc bây giờ quý vị có thể nói những cái vấn đề khác, nhưng nó cũng vẫn phải nằm ở trong cái chủ đề nó gọi là jurisdiction, là trong cái khuôn viên của cái thành phố của mình. Và vì thế cho nên tôi xin được quý vị là dùng những lời lẽ làm sao để chúng ta tôn trọng nhau trong lúc phát biểu này. Và it's only 3 minutes, and I want to emphasize this one too. You have 3 minutes, and if you have interpreter or a translator, you have the total of 6 minutes. I can't control you, but if you are not wisely use your time and you run over the 2 minutes, and you can't have enough time to translate, it's your fault. I'm not going to extend any second after that. Sir, it's not time to speak at this time. So you can speak during the time that you are called for public comment, please. No, thank you. No, thank you. So at this time, I would like to open up for the oral communication. So City Clerk, can you read it into the record, please?
Thank you, Mayor. This is the time of the meeting that members of the public may address the City Council regarding any items on the agenda except public hearing items. Members of the public wishing to address public hearing items shall do so at the time of the public hearing. Unless otherwise extended by majority vote of the City Council, comments shall be limited to 3 minutes per speaker. Any person wishing to address the City Council in person should complete a green speaker slip that is provided at the entrance to the council chambers and submit the card to the City Clerk. When your name is called, please step to the podium at that time and state your name and city of residence for the record. Our first speaker is WMEA Vincent Huante, followed by WPOA Kyle Seesaw.
Good evening, Council. It's an honor to be here. First off, I want to say thank you to our big brother, POA, for letting us tag along with them and working side by side together in supporting the Fall Festival. So I'll be talking about item 5.4. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, City Council. Dear City of Westminster Community Services, I hope this letter finds you well. On behalf of the Westminster Municipal Employee Association, I would like to extend our heartfelt thanks for your ongoing commitment to enhancing our community. Your dedication and hard work do not go unnoticed, and we are proud to partner with you in serving our residents. We are especially thrilled that we were able to sponsor this year's Fall Festival. This event is a wonderful opportunity to celebrate our vibrant community, and we are excited to contribute to its success. Supporting local events like the Fall Festival not only brings our residents together, but also fosters a sense of unity and pride in Westminster. At the Westminster Municipal Employee Association, we believe in giving back to our community that we serve. It is through initiatives like the Fall Festival that we can truly make a difference in the lives of our fellow residents. Thank you once again for all that you do. And we look forward to sponsoring next year's event as well, alongside with POA. Thank you for having us work together for the betterment of our community. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next speaker is Kyle Seasock, followed by Gigi Vo.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Council. Thank you for that nice presentation. That was beautiful. So thank you very much. It was an honor to be able to partner with our counterparts over at WMEA and sponsor the Fall Festival. I've come up here many times in the past and I've talked about our city leadership and how great our leadership is going forward and how important it is to keep that leadership. And I think the Fall Festival was a perfect example of that. We've had numerous community events in the recent past, and each event has gotten better and better. And that's a testament to the great work that these folks are putting forth day in, day out, not only the weekend of, because as you mentioned, there was people here 16, 20 hours a day to make this thing work. But all the behind the scenes work that was done by our city staff was nothing short of amazing. So we just wanted to say thank you for allowing us to be a part of it. We were honored to be a part of it, and it was absolutely gorgeous. So everybody did a great job, and we look forward to the event coming up on Friday that we're going to be a part of. So we hope to see everybody there. And like I said, the biggest thing is the amount of community engagement that we're now getting at these events is huge. So we couldn't be happier to be a part of it. So thank you guys very much.
Our next speaker is Gigi Vo, followed by Monique Nguyen.
Kính chào ông thị trưởng, phó thị trưởng và các nghị viên. Tôi tên là Gigi. Tôi muốn nói về mục 9.2, quy tắc ứng xử của Hội đồng thành phố trong các cuộc họp. Report từ các nhân viên thành phố dài 16 trang, cho nên tôi không mong đợi gì ở nghị viên Emmy đọc và nghị viên Nam Quang hiểu. Vì lịch sử họp thành phố đã chứng minh rằng hai nghị viên này không đọc báo cáo của nhân viên trước các buổi họp và sau đó lại đặt ra những câu hỏi đã được nói tới trong báo cáo của nhân viên. Tôi muốn nêu một số điểm quan trọng từ report báo cáo của nhân viên thành phố, với hy vọng rằng hai nghị viên này sẽ hiểu được hậu quả của hành vi gây rối loạn và thiếu đạo đức của họ trong vài tháng qua trong các cuộc họp của Hội đồng thành phố. Bộ luật chính quyền của tiểu bang Cali 38 năm 13 quy định rằng Hội đồng thành phố có thể thiết lập các quy tắc để tiến hành các thủ tục của mình. Hội đồng thành phố có thể trừng phạt một thành viên hoặc một người khác vì hành vi hỗn loạn tại một cuộc họp. Mục 204060 của Bộ luật thành phố Westminster WMC quy định thêm rằng bất kỳ người nào liên tục làm gián đoạn các phiên họp của Hội đồng thành phố hoặc từ chối ngồi xuống hoặc giữ im lặng khi được chủ tọa ra lệnh sẽ phải bị phạm tội nhẹ. Năm 2022, Thống đốc đã ký SB 110 thêm mục 54957 vào Bộ luật Chính phủ cho phép chủ tọa của cơ quan lập pháp tiến hành cuộc họp hoặc người được chỉ định của họ được mời ra khỏi phòng họp hoặc khiến một cá nhân bị loại bỏ vì làm gián đoạn cuộc họp. Trước khi bị mời ra khỏi phòng họp, chủ tọa phải cảnh báo cá nhân đó rằng nếu không chấm dứt hành vi của họ, họ có thể bị mời ra. Do đó, nghị viên Emmy và Nam Quang, tại sao tôi lại nêu ra những điểm quan trọng này để ông bà chú ý? Tôi muốn ông bà hiểu rằng ông bà có thể dừng ngay những hành vi không chấp nhận được, vô đạo đức và kém văn hóa của ông bà trong vài tháng qua, vì thị trưởng có thể đuổi ông bà ra khỏi các cuộc họp của thành phố. Khi bộ luật này được chấp thuận, các cuộc họp của Hội đồng thành phố đã trở thành những buổi họp vô trật tự, náo loạn và không thể chấp nhận vì những hành vi của hai nghị viên Emmy và Nam Quang. Đừng nghĩ rằng chúng tôi, những cư dân, không biết hai vị đã làm gì để phá hủy thành phố của chúng tôi. Chúng tôi thấy và hiểu rằng hai vị là nguyên nhân gây ra sự xấu hổ cho các thành phố, mà các thành phố lân cận, các tiểu bang trong nước Mỹ và có khi cả thế giới đều biết về cách ứng xử vô đạo đức, vô trật tự, côn đồ và thiếu văn hóa của hai ông bà Emmy và Nam Quang. Đó là điều hoàn toàn không thể chấp nhận được. Xin hai ông bà hiểu cho. Xin cảm ơn quý vị.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Council members. My name is Gigi. I'd like to speak about item 9.2, Rule of City Council Decorum during council meetings. The report is about 16 pages, which I don't expect Councilmember Amy to read and Councilmember Nam Kwan to understand it all. as council meeting history has proved that these two council members do not read staff reports before the meetings and end up asking questions that have already been addressed in the staff report. I would like to bring some important points from the staff report, hoping these two council members will understand the consequences of their disruptive and unethical behaviors in the last few months during council meetings. Government Code Section 38513 provides that, quote, "The council may establish rules for the conduct of its proceedings. It may punish a member or other person for disorderly behavior in a meeting," end quote. Section 2.04.060 of the Westminster Municipal Code further provides that, quote, "Any person who persistently interrupts the proceedings of the council or refuses to be seated or keep quiet when ordered to do so by the presiding officer shall be guilty of a misdemeanor." In 2022, the governor signed SB 1100, adding Section 54957 to the Government Code, authorizing the presiding officer of the legislative body conducting meeting or their designee to remove or cause the removal of an individual for disrupting the meeting. The removal must be preceded by a warning to the individual by the presiding officer that the failure to cease their behavior may result in their removal. So, Councilmember Amy and Nam Kwan, why do I bring up these important points to your attention? I want you two to understand you can stop your unacceptable, unethical, and horrible behaviors in the last few months because the mayor can remove you two from the council meetings. The council meetings have been a circus clown show because of your behaviors. Don't think we residents don't know what you two council members had done to destroy our city. We do see and understand you two are the cause of neighboring cities' national and international embarrassment. It is absolutely unacceptable. And this is a perfect reason. The pet dog over here is not here. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Monique Nguyen, followed by Michael Varengia.
Good evening, Mayor Nguyen, council members, and everyone in presence.
Lower the mic.
Hả?
The mic. Cho cái mic của xuống.
Okay, thank you. I would like to speak in support of agenda item 9.2. It's about time the city to establishing a rule to control an orderly meeting. The behaviors of Councilmember Amy and Nam Kwan during council meeting have been absolutely disgusting and embarrassing. They purposely wanted to create chaos, disrupting the meeting and destroying the city. Please vote in support of item 9.2. Maybe the city can have council meeting like any other cities for once, where opinions are welcome and a democratic process taking place, rather than disorderly and horrid conduct from Councilmember Amy and Nam Kwan. Councilmember Amy, why are you still trying to promote fake news? From the meeting on September 11 to the meeting on October 9, to the special meeting on October 14, to the press release officially from the city, to the letters addressing the facts to the mobile home residents. We all understand perfectly Mr. Joseph Ngô, Councilmember Amy, and Nam Kwan ill intention just to get people's vote. They do not care about the impact of their fake news had on mobile homes residents. They are so cruel and unethical in any way when they twisted the facts. We know Councilmember Amy and Nam Kwan care for themselves and themselves alone. You continue to mislead the residents on the while presenting you care. What a bunch of crooked Councilmember Amy and Nam Kwan and a council
candidate. Please don't help them. Please vote for Mark Nguyen in District 3 and re-elect Councilmember Carlos Mendo for District 2. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Michael Varengia, followed by Hui Donetto.
Thank you, Mayor, council members. Item 9.1, fake news and fake press conferences that we keep having outside the city council chambers here. What we have gotten used to see is 2 council members will either show up at those and take part in them when they're supposed to be in here in a closed session. Start mandating city permits for these individuals that go out here and spew their BS to the residents of Westminster, specifically those residents who only have Vietnamese language skills. They stand out here, they spread this stuff, it scares everybody that don't understand what's going on, and I'd like to see these people have to take out a permit and pay a fee. And it doesn't have to be anything big, it could be $25 for a permit. If somebody else has a function in the city, don't you make them get permits for those functions? Especially, this thing's on city property, and generally the people that are out there are not city employees. Only the 2 council members who join in this nonsense outside are city employees. Secondly, by the way, they're only interested in undermining the rest of the council and bringing disrespect onto this city. 9.2, pass the ordinance establishing the rules of decorum and civility for the mayor and council. This council has only 2 members, and I'm not going to announce their names because it's Amy and Nam Kwan, but they're the ones creating the havoc and disrespect in these city council meetings. Those of us who sit in here, as well as those who either watch it later on YouTube or they watch it live, they know what's going on. They see the shouting and screaming back and forth, and then the 2 of them will sit there and smirk at one another because they're being coached to do this. There's other people that are elected officials and prior elected officials of this council that are coaching these 2 morons. This has got to stop. I am so glad to find out that this was in closed session and there will finally be something done about decorum in these meetings. All they're trying to do is destroy the council's ability to run the city in a proper manner. They don't care. It's all for their own self-interest and their own self-promotion. Again, perfect example. Amy's pet dog over here has been gone how long now? And how many meetings now that this guy does this? Why are we paying him? We're wasting tax dollars on him.
Our next speaker is Hui Donetto, followed by Win Hung.
Chào ông thị trưởng, phó thị trưởng và các nghị viên. Tôi tên là Huệ. Tôi hoàn toàn ủng hộ 9.2. Nghị viên Amy Nam Quang cần phải được đưa vào đúng vị trí của họ, giống như những cư dân khác trong chúng tôi. Một, khi họ gây rối trong các buổi họp của Hội đồng thành phố, họ nên bị mời ra khỏi phòng họp. Khi hành vi không thể chịu đựng được, với phép xã giao thông thường của con người đã vượt quá giới hạn, họ nên bị trục xuất khỏi buổi họp. Tôi không biết làm sao thị trưởng có thể chịu đựng được những hành vi côn đồ của họ. Đã đến lúc thành phố phải khôi phục lại luật pháp và trật tự. Nghị viên Amy Nam Quang không phù hợp với công việc của hội đồng và tôi hoàn toàn ủng hộ việc bãi nhiệm họ ngay lập tức. Tôi vẫn nhìn nghị viên Amy, nghị viên Nam Quang với thái độ khinh tởm và cảm thấy nhục nhã với hành vi của họ trong các cuộc họp của Hội đồng thành phố, tôi không hiểu tại sao sau tất cả các buổi họp của Hội đồng với các nhân viên giải thích sự thật về kế hoạch chiến lược của thành phố, Amy vẫn cố gắng đánh lừa những sự dân nhà mobile home. Amy nghĩ rằng những cư dân nhà mobile home đều là những kẻ ngu dốt và dễ dàng tin vào chiến thuật tranh cử thiếu đạo đức và vô lương tâm của họ trong mùa vận động tranh cử. Nam Quang và ứng cử viên Joseph Ngô tiếp tục phát tán tin giả trên kênh YouTube của Nam Quang Trust Network. Hành vi của họ là một vô đạo đức và không thể chấp nhận được cho đến khi một trong những cư dân nhà mobile home lên cơn đau tim hoặc đột quỵ thì họ mới vừa lòng hay sao? Có phải vậy không? Nghị viên Amy dám gọi nhân viên cấp lớn của thành phố là nói dối trong cuộc họp ngày 9 tháng 10. Sau đây là cuộc họp đặc biệt đã khẳng định lại sự thật và kế hoạch chiến lược của thành phố và thông cáo báo chí chính thức gần đây và thành phố. Bà Amy vẫn đổ thừa là thành phố đang tạo ra tin tức lừa đảo. Bà Amy nhất định từ chối lắng nghe sự thật và nhất định lừa dối cư dân mobile home. Nghị viên Amy là người thiếu hiểu biết đến mức không còn danh từ nào dành cho bà ta. Bà ta tiếp tục tuyên bố rằng bà ta đại diện cho cư dân địa hạt 1. Nhưng tôi không thấy bà ta thực sự lắng nghe và nói lên ý kiến của họ, cũng như những tiếng nói của họ. Bà ta là gánh nặng của thành phố, của chúng ta. Khi bà ta không lắng nghe và chấp nhận sai lầm của mình và tiếp tục cố gắng đánh lừa đảo cư dân nhà mobile home. Có một Thiên Chúa thôi mà Ngài không dạy ai ăn gian nói dối, nhưng tôi chắc rằng không có Thiên Chúa nào đó mà bà ta chấp nhận những hành động vô tư cách, vô giáo dục. Bà ta cũng như những lời nói dối của bà ta. Không có Thiên Chúa nào chấp nhận những điều dối gian như bà.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Wei. Is this on?
Yes.
Okay. My name is Wei. I fully support item 9.2. Council members Amy and Nam Kwan need to be put in their place like the rest of us residents. Once they become disruptive to the council meetings, they should be removed. Their insufferable conduct and normal human etiquette surpass the lines. They should be expelled from the meeting. How the mayor can stand their conduct, I have no ideas. It's time the city restores law and order. Councilmember Amy and Nam Kwan are not fit for council business, and I fully support their recall ASAP. I continue to look at Councilmember Amy and Councilman Nam Kwan with a disapproving attitude and feeling disgusted with their conduct in and out of council meetings. I don't know how, after all these council meetings with staff explaining facts about the strategic plan for the city, Amy still tried to mislead the mobile home residents. Amy thinks the mobile home residents are all ignorant and easily believe in their horrible tactic during campaign season. Nam Kwan and her co-host Joseph Ngo continue to spread fake news on Nam Kwan's trash network YouTube. Their conducts are unethical and intolerable. Until one of the mobile home residents has a heart attack or stroke, will then they be happy? Is that it? Councilmember Amy calls staff a liar during the October 9th meeting. Now, after the special meeting to reaffirm the facts about the city's strategic plan and the recent city's press release, she still called the city and the majority of council are creating fake news. She refused to listen to facts and chose to create her own version of what exactly happened. Councilmember Amy is ignorance beyond words. She continues to claim she represents District 1 residents, yet I failed to see if she actually heard and spoke their opinions and their voice. She is a liability to our city when she does not listen and accept her mistake and continues trying to mislead the mobile home residents. I am sure her God does not even accept her and her lies. Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Clerk, before you call the next speaker, I have two things I want to mention. Number one, for the reserve, I believe it's done. If you want to move forward, we can remove the reserved seat out for you. Number two, I saw that there is a camera or in the front there. We need you to move to the back. I don't know who it's that belong to, but I ask you to move it right now. We have the policy that we could not have, we reserve the back row for you there. Thank you. Now you can call for the next speaker.
Thank you, Mayor. Our next speaker is Win Hung, followed by Donald Link.
Ông Nguyễn Phương Hùng, trời ơi.
Wait a minute,
Nào,
let me,
trời chứ nón tròn.
where am I? I forgot my English, only Vietnamese. Can I read the Vietnamese? Otherwise, can you wait a minute? I take my... Oh,
Có tay ông già.
do you have a copy I send you?
Yeah, we have it
I send email for everybody.
Do you need a copy, Mr. Hong?
Yeah. About
Please, it's not your job, please. As a council, please refrain from doing anything. Let the public.
9.1, right?
Oh wow, thấy chưa? Thấy chưa là họ thông đồng với nhau, quý vị thấy chưa? Họ có hết với nhau đó, thấy chưa? Quý vị thấy rõ ràng chưa?
Oh no, this one not 9.1.
Là ở trên là nó có, nó đem xuống. Đó.
Can I read the Vietnamese?
Whatever, it's your time.
So can you call next person? I put my.
No, you already gone to. Yeah, you have to be ready for that now. Please.
Okay, that's fine. I remember what I wrote.
Thank you.
Ông Nguyễn Phương Hùng đâu quý
I'm
vị?
not stupid like somebody else. Okay. By the way, you know, how come I have only 1 minute? Can you start?
You've been doing that.
I'm not speaking yet.
You've been speaking. It's your 3 minutes already.
Okay, I don't know, you know, what did you say? You know, I received a letter, you know, and say that at today at 9.1, you say that the fake news, right? I don't understand what a fake news is. Maybe the term, you know, the English. I don't want to learn English to say about, you know, what fake news. Okay. You said, you know, maybe the person makes flyer, they said, what I call, they say eviction, okay? So maybe that's the problem. Here is a fake news I want to show you, okay? You are Midway City Sanitary District. And is this a letter I sent to FPPC? So what do you do? What do you do?
They're talking about fake news. They're talking.
Okay, I come back. I come back. Yeah, I come back about my item.
That's okay. That's okay.
Okay.
Let him.
So, you know, I want, you know, this is my suggestion. The city sent a letter to all residents, special, you know, mobile home resident. I planned, you know, is that a 5.2 on, you know, September 11? What is this? So now people I don't work for city, so I don't know.
Your time is up, sir. Your time is up, sir. Please.
You know, last time it's over 6 minutes.
Your time is up. Thank you.
Yeah.
Just want to let you know. I just want to let you know that it is my flyers that I sent home, but I'm not campaigning for myself. Okay, so okay, move to next speaker, please. I ask you, could you please refrain your comment until the end, please?
Our next speaker is Donald Link, followed by Roger Mintrum.
Ai mà có mặt ở đó là biết hết. Cùng đồng bọn với tụi nó. Ông mặc cờ máu à? Ok. Đấy.
I'm Donald Lank, orphan constituent from District 1. I'm here to speak in favor of agenda item 9.1 and the reprehensible act of a fake act of saying that the council voted in favor of redeveloping mobile home parks with mixed-use development and sending eviction notices to the elderly. Why would you do that? Don't you have parents that are elderly, like me? If I got that, I'd be, you know, I just be shocked. But you went ahead and did it as a campaign trick. Also, relative to agenda item 9.2, I'm all in favor of that, and thank you, Mayor, for getting better at running the meeting with Robert's Rules of Order and not allowing people to speak out of turn and out of order. I'm here to rename it the Amy Ordinance and pronounce her guilty as will be charged. Thank you.
Sure.
Our next speaker is Roger Mindrum, followed by Nat Lynn.
Good evening, Roger Mindrum, resident of Westminster. Just so everyone knows, this is a linear microphone. So if you're near it, it doesn't work. If you're in front of it, that's when it works. So it has to be pointing at your mouth. So a little helpful hint there. Just a little comments about the ARPA funds. Just so everyone knows, yeah, these are all great because the federal government's given this money to cities. But everybody really needs to realize every single dollar in ARPA that isn't used to recover from COVID is what we are living with across this country in inflation. ARPA created the inflation that we are all living with. I'm not saying give the money back, but it's kind of confusing to people when we're spending ARPA money on playgrounds. I don't want to stand here and say I'm against playgrounds and improving our parks, but everybody needs to know, I mean, not much we can do about it, so I'm kind of like talking in the air, but ARPA money is our inflation. We're not going to give the money back, but what is it? Are we overtaxed? Or is that just printing money that is causing us grief across the whole country? There's a lot of money being spent or being approved tonight on this agenda, and I would like a little bit more conversation, some smart conversation, which would exclude two people on the ends over here because they're pretty much brainless on anything. And I would like to also point out to everyone that's watching on TV that's not in this room, that when the cameras are on the speakers, that we should really point out who's not sitting up here. And these two carry on and on and on about representing the people. When they're not sitting up here, they're not representing anyone. And Nam Kwan Win, the only time he came in here tonight, I don't know if his phone is running right now doing his YouTube channel, which means he's making money off of this. Why is his phone sitting up there like that? Is it on? So he's making money off this on his YouTube channel. That's what he does as a profession. So he's making money off of this right now while we're paying him to sit in his office or sit in the back room feeding his face or playing with himself or whatever he's doing back there. The only time he was here, he missed the roll call, and the only time he came in here was to second Amy's walk-on item. So everyone at home should know when certain people are not sitting up here doing their job and not representing anybody. And even when he is sitting here, he does not represent me at all. The out of control chaos that these two create, I don't know if there's any ordinance or resolution that's going to resolve this until you actually do remove them from the room. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Nat Lynn, followed by Tammy Hamill.
Xin chào thị trưởng và hội đồng thành phố. Tôi là Nhật Linh, là cư dân của Địa hạt 3 thành phố Westminster. Tôi phải thêm một lần nữa để nói về hai tên nghị viên Nam Quang và Amy Van West vẫn cố tình kết băng đảng để tuyên truyền láo xạo về vấn đề đổi zone và đuổi nhà mobile home của cư dân. Mặc dù thành phố đã phải vì cái lá thư vô đạo đức, bất chấp luật pháp của băng đảng họ, gửi đến cư dân các mobile home thông báo đuổi nhà, mà mất nhiều buổi họp, ra nhiều thông báo đính chính, nhằm mục đích để những người cao niên không phải lo lắng, làm xáo trộn đời sống hay là bất an tâm trí. Tôi thiết nghĩ cư dân mobile home sẽ tin vào những văn bản cam kết của thành phố, chứ làm sao có thể tin được những buổi họp báo vỉa hè, tờ rơi của ứng cử viên nhằm đánh lừa cư dân để gom phiếu bầu một cách bẩn thỉu. Vậy mà những người của họ vẫn tiếp tục những hành vi dối trá. Đã thế, nghị viên Amy West lại còn tiếp tục đưa lên Facebook cá nhân, gào thét, nói láo với cư dân Mobile Home. Tôi hỏi Amy, tại sao bà không dám đăng bài viết dối trá đó lên Facebook Councilwoman? Có phải bà biết rằng sẽ bị cư dân phản đối ở trên đó như bà đã từng bị như vậy? Mỗi khi viết những status phá hoại chính sách của Hội đồng thành phố hay là mị dân, tôi rất tán đồng nghị trình 9.2 về quy chế ứng xử trong Hội đồng thành phố. Đó là mong muốn của hầu hết cư dân khi thấy mấy tháng gần đây, hai nghị viên Nam Quang và Amy West không hề thể hiện văn hóa nghị viên, mà họ biểu hiện cái thứ văn hóa côn đồ đường phố, khiến thành phố không thể có những buổi họp hiệu quả, mà chỉ là những phiên cãi vã phô bày sự tệ hại từ những thù ghét cá nhân, những ganh tị giành giật hạ cấp đáng xấu hổ. Cử tri chúng tôi đòi hỏi thành phố phải nhanh chóng có biện pháp mạnh mẽ nhằm chấm dứt sự hỗn xược, ngang ngược, xấu xí của hai nghị viên Nam Quang và Amy West. Thành phố phải chi tiền cho những buổi họp có hiệu quả cho cử tri, chứ không thể kéo dài tình trạng những phiên chợ của những kẻ côn đồ.
Hello, Mayor and Council. I am Nat Lynn, a resident of District 3. I must once again talk about the two council members, Nam Kwan and Amy West, who are still deliberately forming gangs to spread false propaganda about the issue of changing zones and evicting residents of mobile homes. Although the city had to hold many meetings and issue many corrective notices because of the immoral, law-defying letter sent by their gang to mobile home residents announcing the eviction of mobile home residents with the aim of preventing seniors from having any peace of mind, and they're worrying and disrupting their lives. I think mobile home residents will believe in the city's written comments, but how can they believe in the sidewalk press conferences and flyers of the candidates to deceive residents to gather votes in a dirty way? Yet their people continue to commit lies. In addition, Councilwoman Amy Van West continued to post on her personal Facebook page screaming and lying to mobile home residents. I asked Amy, why didn't she dare to post that lie on Facebook, Councilwoman? Did she know that she would be opposed by residents there, like she had been every time she wrote statuses that sabotaged the policies of the city council and demographics? I strongly agree with agenda item 9.2 on the code of conduct in the city council, which is the wish of most residents when they saw that in recent months, Council Amy and Nam Kwan did not show the culture of city council members, but they showed the culture of street thugs, making it impossible for the city to have effective meetings, but only quarrels, exposing the evils of personal hatred, jealousy, competition, degradation, and shame. We, the voters, demand the city quickly take strong measures to end the insolence, arrogance, and ugliness of Councilwoman Amy Van West. The city and Nam Kwan, the city must spend money on effective meetings for voters and not perpetuate the situation of these thugs. Nam Kwan and Amy West.
Oh, côn đồ, gọi thớt là côn
Our
đồ.
next speaker is Tammy Hamill, followed by Michael Nguyen.
Hai nghị viên côn đồ. Quý vị thấy nãy giờ cả tiếng đồng hồ hơn là đi.
Good evening, Tammy Hamill, Westminster resident, District 1. And let me just clarify, you do not speak for District 1. We are not silenced. I clearly am not, so that's not an issue. You don't speak for most of us. You're speaking for your own agenda that you are being coached on. I just want to say thank you for doing this civil injunction. I mean, it's something had to be done. They keep claiming that you're not controlling the meetings. They should be happy about it, that you're going to start controlling it, and maybe it will control their behavior. I kind of doubt it, because even at the beginning of the meeting, when they try to bring on an agenda item that she should know the rules about, all I could think was they can't even behave when we have company. Like, we have so many people here, visitors getting recognition, and they're still acting like that. So I hope that starts tonight, especially with him being gone. I think he's been here a total of about 10 minutes of this meeting so far. She's here, but she's not. She's on her phone, probably on YouTube. She's probably streaming like she's been doing, like he's been doing. And I would like to know if they are making money on these channels while they're getting paid taxpayer money to sit here and do nothing for the city except do their own agenda and try to destroy the city from within. I would like to know if that's an issue. if they are making, because that would, to me, would be double dipping. And I would hope that those injunctions, the fines and everything can start tonight with her behavior, his absence. And actually, I would like it to go retroactively, but that might actually be it. I thought I had more, but thank you.
Our next speaker is Michael Nguyen, followed by Khai Đào.
Oh my God, tên Khải Đào nữa, quý vị ơi.
Hello, dear Mr. Mayor, dear Vice Mayor, and all council.
Ồ, anh đi đó.
My name is Michael Nguyen, and I'm not live here. I'm from Washington. From my house to the border to BC, Vancouver, Canada, only 13 minutes. And the thing is, we tried to move to Westminster, but my wife said no. You know why? Because I open every meeting in the Westminster for my wife. Look at it. And she denied, said no, she don't want to move to over here. And the thing I'm come over here, I want sorry for all Westminster residents. I'm support wrong person for Nam Quan and Amy.
Rồi,
That two people I'm support 100%.
hay quá.
But all the minute I see what they take the action, I'm disappointed. That's all.
I just want to confirm that you're talking about the fake news and right?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, that's why every time, and I'm the YouTuber, every time I'm live stream for Westminster meeting, 200, 300,000 people watching, and all they got mad, they pissed off, they say, why we don't fit that problem? Please, Mr. Lawyer, Mr. Mayor, how we fit that problem? We don't have any happen like before for every meeting. Thank you. I'm so sorry, all the residents from Westminster. I'm support wrong person, Nam Quan and Amy. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Khai Đào, followed by Joseph No.
Ông già Khải Đào. Chửi tiếp.
Good evening, everyone. Mr. City Attorney, I applaud you. It's about time I applaud you for guiding the circus of a council to finally address this issue and try to find a solution to resolve this problem before us that had turned us into the laughing stock of the county, if not the state. Even people living in rural areas in Vietnam, all over America, and around the world are watching our meeting to amuse themselves with disgust and pity.
Ai tạo ra?
That's why I told you guys, Mr. Mayor, I even called you stupid before, right? That's why I told you guys I'm ashamed to have the four of you represent us in the dais as Vietnamese American, both people are Vietnamese refugees. But I guess you, Mr. Mayor, specifically, is trying to pass this resolution in order to stop the chaos, in your opinion, in your mind. So you think you can improve the situation or our reputation because you think Nam Quan and Amy, Council Member Amy Phan West or Council Member Nam Quan Nguyen are the only two that cause this problem. I don't disagree with you three on this. But what about the true cause of this problem? What do you think turned this two into such uncontrollable hecklers or hoodlums? Have you always been fair and just? Have you always presided the meeting accordingly, properly, professionally, impartially, without bias or hidden motives? Well, one of the friend oncologist told me people that he hates or afraid the most is self-righteousness people. I think you and your followers are that.
Our next speaker is Joseph Mill, followed by Devorah Mariscal.
Hello everyone. Chúng tôi rất xấu hổ khi thành phố Westminster đã không thành thật với những người dân mobile home. Nghị trình 5.2 là một điển hình mà quý vị đã dùng đủ mọi cách để che giấu không có ảnh hưởng đến người dân mobile home. Nhưng thật ra đó đã diễn ra những ngày mà người dân mobile home Green Lantern đã bị mất ngủ trong năm 2017 đến 2020. Chúng tôi được biết ngoài những vụ việc này, ông thị trưởng còn lừa bịp người dân ở tại Virginia qua việc gây quỹ tranh cử chức thượng nghị sĩ tiểu bang California vào tháng 4 năm 2024 và số tiền thu được đã cho vào quỹ tranh cử thị trưởng năm 2022 do vợ ông là bà Jackie Lane nắm giữ. Trong khi đó, chức vụ thượng nghị sĩ tiểu bang không hề có. Riêng thành phố Westminster, chúng tôi thấy cơ cấu làm việc của thành phố đã bị cộng sản hóa cho dù khiếu nại về việc gian lận tài chính giữa ông thị trưởng hội WCF do em vợ ông là Dominic Lê nắm đầu. Hội cao niên áo Mỹ và bà thân Nhật Linh đã lạm dụng gieo tiền để rửa tiền mà không hề thấy tổng quản trị trả lời về việc này. Đây là một trong những tham nhũng hối lộ quy mô, nhiều phần giống hồ sơ tham nhũng của giám sát viên quận Cam Andrew Đỗ. Chúng tôi yêu cầu quý vị trình bày và giải thích trước công chúng nhận định những lỗi lầm, gian dối mà quý vị đã gây ra trong suốt những thời gian qua. Trở lại nghị trình 5.2 yêu cầu quý vị hủy bỏ và tách rời những khu dân cư ra khỏi chương trình cải cách phát triển của thành phố.
Đâu biết nói tiếng Anh đâu.
Honest with the people of Little Saigon. Agenda 5.2 has been a prime
Đâu biết
example
nói
where
tiếng
you
Anh đâu, quý vị thấy không?
way to
Mở
conceal its
chat GPT lên. Thử kiểu gì
But in reality, it is reminiscent of the days when the residents of the Little Saigon Green Lantern neighborhood suffered from sleepless nights throughout 2017 to 2020. We have learned that besides these issues, the mayor has also deceived the people of Virginia by raising campaign funds for the California State Senate race in April 2024. And the money raised has been funneled into the mayoral campaign fund for 2022, which is controlled by his wife, Jacqueline Lowe, even though the state Senate position does not exist. As for the city of Westminster, we believe that the city's operational structure has been compromised. Despite my complaints about financial fraud involving the mayor, the WCF Association headed by his brother-in-law, Dominic Lowe, the Asian American Senior Citizens Association, and Ms. Nat Lin, who have misused Zelle for money laundering, we have not seen any response from the city manager regarding these issues. This is a form of large-scale corruption and bribery that resembles the corruption cases involving Orange County Supervisor Andrew Dew. We demand that you publicly present and explain the deceitful mistakes that you have made over the past period. Returning to Agenda 5.2, we request that you withdraw and separate the residential areas from the city's development reform program.
That's all I want to say today, and I hope you guys can withdraw the 5.2. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Devorah Mariscal, followed by our final speaker, Terry Raines.
Good evening, everybody. Devorah Mariscal, Westminster, California. Would like to state that Nam Kwan is not in the meeting and has not been here for quite some time, just for the record. On behalf of the residents who come and speak, who watch on YouTube, who watch live, to all of our city staff, our police department, our attorney, our city manager, city clerk, my sincere apologies for what I consider the abuse that you have taken for the last almost 2 years, and I hope that that stops. 9.1, yes, I do believe that permits should be required, not only by the person that wants to have the press release, but maybe if it's at all possible, even the number of press that are present to attend. I think that would be a good idea. 9.2, we spent way too much time in disruption. Any disruptor should be removed, so I really appreciate that. And then I just have two final things to say, which are proverbs. Better to be silent and thought a fool than to speak and prove it. When someone shows you who they are, believe them.
Our final speaker, Terry Raines.
Hay nè, bà Terry Raines. Toàn là người Mỹ lên, toàn phản ảnh nó không, quý vị thấy chưa?
Hello, item 1. Congratulations, City Clerk Orocho, on your appointment as president of the City Clerks Department of the League of California Cities and as CCAC president coming soon. Congratulations, PD Records and support staff, and to all who supported our fall festival, especially our great employee association title sponsors. Item 3.3, the Goodwill Proclamation is late, so I didn't even hear it. The event was on the 5th. 3.4, thanks for making most of my corrections, but you missed one. 3.5, valid insurance policies and business license renewal must be obtained before executing this contract. They've expired. 3.6, great to have ARPA funds to improve our museum site. 5.2, as I reported, the staff report states the contract is to be awarded to Western State Builders, but the original attachments, agreement, and proposal were for R.E. Schultz Construction. Now corrected. You're welcome. 5.3, yes to sponsorship, but the school district is better off financially than the city, and they were not the title sponsor for our fall festival, so please consider 2,000 or 1,000 level, not 3,000. 5.4, city staff rocked the fall festival. 2 suggestions for next year: have the city council kick off on Friday night and utilize PA speakers throughout the event to make announcements of what entertainment is going on and where the stage is. 9.1, more important than a fake news resolution, is getting official, accurate information out to all the mobile home park residents ASAP. Staff issued a press release Friday as the first step. Councilmember West immediately issued her own counter press release, doubling down on their lies and basically calling city staff liars again. 9.2, an ordinance that your city attorney opined wasn't even possible, and he drafted one with errors. Per my email, government code 38513 is cited throughout. There's no such code. Should be 36813. Subject says resolution, but it's an ordinance. WMC 204060 only applies to any person in the audience. Section 2B, add or members of the public. Section 2D, 3D, add city staff and members of the public. Also add members of the public to 3F and 3H. Section E3, strike the presiding officer may choose the end of the meeting. Punish the offenders, not city staff, other council members, and the public. Add leaving the dais repeatedly for long periods, missing entire discussions and votes, and going out into the audience during the meeting. These acts most certainly disrupt, impede meetings. Amend, approve, and once adopted, enforce it. Can hardly wait for Amy's 1, 2, 3, 4 report from the Long Beach conference. A free vacation and meals for her and her 3 kids. How was the pool, Amy? What did you learn? Oh, I know. How to misuse taxpayer funds, just like your mentor, Andrew Doe. And you bet your ass it is.
Oh my God.
Mayor, we have no further speakers.
Xấu hổ quá, quý
Thank
vị
you very
ơi,
much.
xấu hổ quá.
Mr. Mayor, may I make a brief
Before we have a brief comment, I am speaking, please. Before we have a brief comment, if any of the council want to do it, I mean it's a brief comment again, okay? I want to take this moment to thank you all again for coming out and voice your opinion. I truly appreciate your attendance and also voice your opinion, whichever way it is. The second thing that I want to do is I want to thank to Terry Rain, our residents. She actually looked at the item and she read the item, she fit the comments to the council. But we, from the council standpoint, we will deem to update as is appropriate from the council standpoint and from the attorney standpoint. So I appreciate for that, but we will do what needs to be done. The third one is I have to speak here. I hope that what my expectation is the candidate for the for the city council should be here to present in English instead of Vietnamese. As you can see, that last meeting we have the council here speaking Vietnamese. And now we don't want to have, I don't think that we want to have another council that also speak in Vietnamese, and then will turn into Vietnamese meeting. And I hope that you understand that. I'm very disappointed at the candidate who come up and speak Vietnamese and good luck. Okay, I appreciate that. So at this time, I would like to recognize Councilmember West for a brief comment, please.
Okay, Mr. Mayor and Council,
Đó,
I
ra
have
rồi,
taken notes
thấy chưa quý vị? Có chuyện rồi. Ôi trời ơi, hồi nãy giờ người ta nói cái là trốn thì giờ ra rồi. Quý vị thấy rõ ràng chưa?
Go ahead, Councilmember West. It's a brief comment, please.
I understand. I took notes like you told me to. So for each comment of each speaker. So I just want to let you know what I took notes of in my answer to rebuttal those. The first person that spoke was Gigi. So I just want to address your concern. I understand that you wanted, you said basically that item 9.2, which you mentioned about the decorum and whatnot. And you must understand, in the last 22 months that we, Councilmember Nam Quang and I, have been elected by the people to be on the council here. We have been attacked by each one of you guys that comes to the meeting for the last every 2 months. And I know many of you who come here every 2 weeks, you repeat the same point. At every meeting. You present yourself as concerned citizen, but your action have been divisive. You haven't given us, solution that you want to fix the city since day one that we've been here on the council. You have attacked us. You have constantly patronized us and biased against us. But yet you praise Charlie, Kimberly Ho, and Monzo constantly. And, you say you're neutral, but you're not. You're biased. And the thing is that we, as Councilman Nam Quang and I are here, we're more than happy to hear your guys' concern. I even offer many times, if you look back on the council meeting, that I offer you guys to come to my office, especially Terry Rain, I've offered that to you, but you have not come for 5 times I've offered it. So the thing is that if you guys
Thank
have
you very
genuine,
much.
I
think
haven't
that-
finished.
Well, if you have to have a brief comment.
Of each person.
No,
So may I-
not just overall.
That is what you told me to do. Take notes and then talk
But
later.
brief-
That's what I'm
brief,
doing.
You have used, for one person, how many minutes did you use already?
That is
Just a brief
Gigi
comment, please. Just a
and
brief
Michael.
comment. At
Okay,
this
I'm
time here,
addressing.
I am
Okay, so
asking you
now-
to brief on your
That
comment.
is fine. I'm going to go to each person that I took note on. So you guys talking about, you guys talk about fake news. And like I walked in earlier, I encourage you guys, look at the agenda item on 5.2 on September 11th. So the council board here, the mayor, Kimberly Ho, and Carlos voted to pass an ordinance, basically a mixed
Mayor, we
use-
can't have this, Mayor.
Mr. Mayor,
This is
may I
like we
finish?
already
I have
talked
the
about it
floor.
before.
Please, Vice Mayor and Councilmember Manzo, I know what to do. I will have you have 1 more minute for a brief comment, and I will have to stop you from this. Sorry. 1 minute.
Okay, may I finish?
Go ahead.
I have the
1 minute.
floor.
1 minute for her, please.
You don't tell us.
Thank you. Go
why
ahead.
we have, I
Go
took
ahead.
notes. So if each person, and I'm going to address their concern.
No, if
Yeah,
you are using your
excuse me.
1 minute.
Don't have a narrative. This is where they have shared their grievances. I'm responding back to their grievances.
You are using your 1 minute.
Okay, so may I finish? I have the floor, Mr. Mayor. May I
You have
finish?
41 minutes.
Okay, so anyways, fake news.
41
So I came, why are you keep interrupting me, Mr. Mayor? I
Go ahead,
reclaim
go
my
ahead.
time.
Go.
You said you want to enforce the Robert's Rule of Order. Please follow it. When someone have the floor, don't interrupt them. And you're doing the same thing to distract me from answering their grievances, and that's unfair and biased. So regarding the fake news, that's the reason why I walk in an urgent item to where it is a reso to protect the resident and the low-income people in the mobile home park. With this redevelopment, rezoning, it will kick you guys out.
Thank you. All right.
Super rude.
Okay.
This is unacceptable.
I'm asking you to stop at this time. You are not recognized at this time. You are not recognized at this time. Councilmember West, please stop.
City Attorney, so what
Please stop. I am running the meeting. Okay, please. Okay. Anything else from from our council here?
City Attorney.
Yes, Councilmember Menzo, go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor. The mayor sets the rules.
City
He says
Attorney.
you to say it briefly.
And that's what I
Please
am addressing
don't
each
spend your
person.
time to mislead.
I asked the city attorney
residents.
not to
Please
respond.
answer
Please,
that.
go ahead.
Oh, so now
I'm
the
done.
legal
Yes.
attorney cannot answer our question.
I am
And we
running the meeting,
represent
and at this
District
time
1
here,
and 4.
it's not.
How
Go ahead.
ridiculous this is,
Mayor,
guys.
thank you, Mayor.
If you guys are electing people like this who is Gestapo.
Please, please, you are not recognized at this time, please. Go ahead.
Gestapo.
You have your time already. You have your time already. You will listen. You will listen to Councilmember Menzo. He will do the brief comment as I ask him to do. Please,
You
Councilmember
do not allow
Menzo,
me
go
to
ahead.
address the
You
resident
can talk louder.
concerns. So that's what I'm doing.
So if she got a question, then let her ask the
Mr. Mayor,
question.
there's disruption in the chamber. Can you please address that since you're the chair?
You don't know how to
I
run a
ask you
meeting.
first.
Right there.
I ask you first. You be polite yourself
Mr.
first.
Mayor, can you tell your
please sit
lovers
down,
over there
please,
to shut
you can
up?
sit down and hold up your. Can I ask you to sit down, please?
Watch your mouth,
Thank you.
Namquan.
There's
Why don't you
disruption
set
in
an
the chamber,
example?
Mayor.
Say it.
Now.
Mr. Mayor,
ask
can you
you-
tell
I
your
ask you
lovers down there to
be
shut up,
quiet,
please?
This time
Why
I
are you
recognize.
silence the council when there's
this
disruption
time-
in the chamber and you can't even?
At this time, I only recognize Councilmember Menzo for a brief comment, please. Councilmember.
Mayor, thank you, members of the public, for coming out and expressing your concerns. Please keep it down, because when the audience gets rowdy, it kind of extends to this council. So I ask for your help in keeping the quorum out in the public. I know it's hard, but please, you guys show us, the people that don't understand quorum, show us how to do it up here, because some of us don't know how to be respectful.
Wow.
So, I mean, I find it very horrific that two members of the council continue to manipulate members of our community, especially the non-English speaking as a first language, and since they're only doing it in the Vietnamese language.
Okay, so now you're concerned about the Vietnamese speaking, huh? So whenever that I
Wait for your turn,
Vietnamese.
please. Wait for your turn. Okay, if you want to have a brief comment, wait for your turn, please. Okay, hold on. Wait for your turn. If you want to have a brief comment, I ask you, Councilmember Nguyen, let Councilmember Menzo finish his comment. Can you go ahead and address the
So
public?
I'm asking the community to please help us keep this meeting in order by doing your best to, keep your tempers down. I know it's hard, and I find it very horrific that these two council members continue to lie to the community to scare them. I think it puts the city as a risk liability, because I can only see a lawsuit coming from residents who are taking this meeting as a city issue, and they're spreading false information to the community.
Okay,
So
thank
I
you.
wish they would stop.
Thank you, Councilmember Menzo. Is there anything from Vice Mayor Ho? Okay, thank you. Councilmember Nguyen, please.
Thank you, Jolly. I want to respond to you about the comment that you just made earlier about me speaking Vietnamese. If you ever let me have enough time, okay, I want to speak in Vietnamese and English. Okay, so you are the one that take away the time that the council member allowed to speak. So you are a liar.
Oh,
You are a hypocrite.
Can we finish?
Okay. And then
Hold on. Can I stop you for a minute?
Oh my God.
tell her.
Go ahead and finish yours. Hurry up, please. Will you please help me to run the meeting,
Okay,
please?
that's all I
Thank
want
you.
to
That's
say.
it. All right. Okay, moving on. The next thing is the consent calendar. All matters listed under consent calendar are considered routine and may be approved by the single motion, followed by a roll call vote. There will be, please.
I want top mà
No.
quay đông quan rồi quay anh
Please.
quay tại sao cái giờ này tôi không
Miss, you are disrupting the meeting.
Was
You are
she-
disrupting the meeting.
Was she on
I am
public comment?
issuing a first warning to you. I am issuing the first warning to you.
She incorrectly marked it.
Council Member West, you have to get back to the dais.
bây giờ luật sư tôi đề nghị luật sư
Okay,
ghi danh đàng hoàng tại sao không
member,
nếu mà tại thành phố
I am issuing.
ông tự tài mà ông không
I want.
ghi danh đàng hoàng
I want to mention again. This is the second warning to you.
We told him.
I ask you to go back to the council dais, please. You have no right at this time. You have no right to speak at this time. If you want to, you can go back there.
She put in the code wrong. So she put the name wrong, so I feel like we should let her speak. She did put a card in.
Council Member West, you either take the role as a city council or you can take a role as a public member. Which one you choose? No, you can do only one at this time. I am moving on. Okay, at this time here, I will entertain the motion for consent calendar if there's any.
To let her speak?
Hold on. I want you to hold it right now. I want you to hold it, okay? I want you to hold it. Let me ask.
She did submit a card and she incorrectly wrote something, so she didn't end up.
But she submit for the non-agenda or agenda.
Right, but she made a mistake.
Oh, that's
Okay.
okay. I was informed that she put in the request card, but see, the request card is for non-agenda items, which is not the time yet. So at this time, I ask you for the third time. I issue you the third time. Okay, it is the third time warning for you. I ask.
Just direct them to have
I ask you to leave the council chambers. Okay, please. She left the council chambers, and I already give the third warning. At this time, I ask the police not to let her back to the council. Otherwise, I have to do the eviction. I mean it's already 3 warnings, okay? You don't need to talk about it. You have to do your job right here at the dais. Please. Done. Okay, at this time, I would like to entertain if there is any motion for consent calendar.
Yes, I'd like to pull 3.4, 3.5.
3.4, 3.4, 3.5, 3.6.
Okay, I also want to request, since you, Mr. Nam Quang, pulled 3.4, 3.5, 3.6, I want to pull 3.8 and also 4.1.
We're not 4.1 yet.
Actually, we're going to discuss that in a bit, the billboard.
Kidding.
So 3.4, 3.8 would be great.
Which one did you have again?
Okay, is there any motion to
Move to approve.
approve the rest? Except for-
Approve the rest.
Okay, move to approve the rest except for 3.4, 3.5, and 3.6, and 3.8 by council member, who?
The Vice Mayor.
Vice Mayor moved to approve and second by
Thank you,
Councilmember
Mayor.
Manzo. Yes.
I have a motion made by Vice Mayor Ho, seconded by Councilmember Monzo. This is to approve the consent calendar with the exception of 3.4, 3.5, 3.6, and 3.8 pulled for a separate discussion. I'll go to call roll. Councilwoman Fan West,
Fan West, yes.
Councilmember Monzo,
Yes.
Councilmember Nguyen,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Ho,
Yes.
Mayor Nguyen.
Yes.
Motion carried 5-0.
Okay, at this time, item 3.4, continue from October 9, 2024, regular city council meeting, approval of toll services agreement for the Westminster Police Department rotational toll program. This item pulled by Council Member Nguyen. Your turn.
Mayor, I'm going to recuse myself again from this
Okay,
item.
sure, thank you. Council Member Nguyen,
Okay.
you are now recognized.
All right, thank you, Charlie. Can I ask a question? Okay.
Charlie,
So
chưa đặt tên xong rồi.
for now, how many companies that we are about to enter a contract with them for the towing service?
We currently have one. We're looking for 3 or 4 is the goal.
Okay, so how long does it take you for the police department to get the second one and the third one and the fourth one?
First, we would have to meet with all the interested tow companies, and then they would have to pass the CHP's inspection before we could even take them on into our program.
Okay, so can you just throw me a wild guess, like how long it's going to take you?
The goal is to have it done by the end of the year if it gets approved tonight.
Okay, Councilwoman Fan West, do you have any question? Thank you.
You know, I just feel like I wanted to make an appointment to sit with you
Hold on,
guys.
Councilmember West. Okay, it's going to be 5 minutes for each, and so I'll ask you to go ahead and, all right, now I can recognize you. Go ahead.
So Weber, thank you for being here tonight. You know, we always support you guys, but we just need more information on this. I wanted to sit down with you guys to go over, you know, different, I guess I wanted to make an appointment with Chief, but he's on vacation right now, so he won't be back in 10 days, right? So can I schedule an appointment, because I would love to know what's going on, and to sit down with those tow company just to get more information and input on what the chief says regarding that. Is that a possibility for me to make an appointment with the chief of police when he come back?
Yeah, you're always more than welcome to make an appointment with the chief. I have the Commander Drennan here, who's the expert on this topic, and he should be able to answer any questions you would have, if you'd like.
I mean, I would love for the information to present, but as I say, I would love to sit down and get time to chew on those information. It's important because every decision I make, it affects my constituent and the people in the city of Westminster. So I want to make sure I do diligent. It's just, you can present it if you want to, but I will continue, I need to sit down and chew on those.
But why didn't you chew before you came here?
Hold on.
Excuse me, I did try to set an
Vice
appointment, and he's
Vice Mayor
not
Ho,
here
help me
this
to
week.
run the meeting. I understand exactly what we need to do. Let her use her 5 minutes.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Don't
I
be
appreciate
rude.
that. Don't
I
interrupt.
ask you to be quiet, please. Okay, I don't know. If you don't use your 5 minutes wisely, then that's your problem.
Okay, so, I mean, if you want to present, you can, but if it's possible, can you put me down for the calendar for chief to go over this? Thank you, Weber.
So would you like us to talk about it, or do you have specific questions?
Well, you can talk about it if you like, about just the tow company. Like, I guess Mr. Namquan just asked, what company are you guys already have right now? And then you guys are looking for new ones.
We haven't met with any of the new ones yet. Until this agreement is approved, we can't meet with the tow companies. We currently are only operating with one.
But I thought the company we have right now are pretty good with their towing.
No,
I mean,
they're
in our
fantastic, but you
city.
need multiple companies on the call in case we have big accidents or more than one accident at one time. We need access to more tow trucks so we can clear the road
So
faster,
right
so
now,
there's
you
not
guys only have
delays.
one, is that what you're saying?
Right now, we currently only have
Okay.
one, yes. And we haven't met with any other companies. We can't without this agreement being approved.
Okay, so you want more than one? I mean, how many people are
So-
in that company that does the tow and their routes? Do you know?
Well,
Can you
I
tell
don't
me?
know how many employees they have, but in my 2.5 decades working for this city, we've always had a minimum of three
Then what happened
three
to
tow
the two?
companies. One sold, and then one we can't speak on right now. The city attorney addressed that last meeting.
Hmm.
So tell me,
Sir, it's her turn. Let her finish her turn.
So one sold the company, and then we have one that you guys can't talk about. Okay, and yeah, that's why I want to sit down with you guys for that reason. You know what I mean? If you guys can't publicly speak about it, then at least as a council member, I need that information
Well,
to make decision.
We can't publicly speak on it because of possible litigation.
So.
It's not something we can, the city attorney made a ruling on this last meeting.
So they did something fraudulent, is that what it is?
I'm not gonna, city attorney?
Now you can recognize the city attorney.
Okay.
No, what's before you is a process. The council has an opportunity to approve a process of having a rotational tow, hire these companies to be on a rotation. That's what's to be considered by the council, not the individual tow companies. And so we don't want to get into that. But you can discuss the process, but this is pretty standard for cities to have this kind of a rotation. So we don't have one.
So
company
from what I'm
serving.
understanding, Mr. Carlos Monzer excused himself because of potential conflict of these lists of tow company have donated to him. Is that correct? Well, there's no other, that's the reason why. So I want to sit down and talk to Chief regarding all this company that you guys listed here. I just want to get more information. So with that, I guess I yield my time.
All right, thank you very much. Vice Mayor Ho, if you allow me to go before you, I would take 5 minutes, but you go ahead and start. I just wonder, this is, let me read the item again. 3.4, continue from the October 9, 2024 regular city council meeting. This is a continue item. What did you do for the last 2 weeks? You haven't done things, or you haven't get to with the chief, and now you're asking for another 2 weeks? Why are you doing that to all of us here? And the next time you will ask for another 2 weeks, are you going to keep this moving out? I don't think that you are doing diligently your job as a council to review the item before you come to the meeting. This is a continued item from October 8, 2024 regular city council meeting. It is read on the agenda right there. That's it. That's all I have. Next for you, Vice Mayor Ho.
Yes, I do request that you chew before you come to the meeting. And, as I noticed that it says continued from October 9th, and so everything is, because you are the holdup, so it's not good for our city to not be able to move forward. And to have rotational tow program, we need more than one. So that's all I have to say. We need to move forward.
So my statement is to that.
No,
is you guys
it's not your
vote.
turn yet. So right now.
Okay, can I have second round because we have 2 rounds?
Are you done?
Yeah, she's done.
What, you're done, okay. Next is, are you having anything, Councilmember,
He just spoke. already.
Councilmember Wayne? Because he go before you, so I want to recognize him.
okay, let me ask
Okay, start 5 minutes for him.
Okay. Let me ask Deputy Chief Weber. So when we enter agreement, this agreement, so the agreement going to be with the towing company right now, or what?
The
this
one that's
agreement about?
current in there? The one we're currently using?
Right.
They would have an opportunity to do this agreement, yes.
And why we need an agreement? Because I think we already have the agreement with this current towing service, right?
So why do we need this agreement?
Right.
This agreement lays out the rules that the tow companies have to follow. So we make sure that they're not breaking any rules, or they're not overcharging our residents, or doing things that we wouldn't support in the city.
Okay. So as far as I understand, this is the new agreement that you guys come up with, right?
So the old agreement expired. We're trying to renew this agreement.
Okay, got it. So what is the difference between the expired one with the new one?
There were a couple changes. The biggest one was we moved the mileage the company could be out of the city just a little bit, because we didn't have enough companies in the city currently. But we want to make sure that the response times are short enough. So we extended the mileage a little bit, but they would still be able to be here in a timely manner.
Okay, do we have the, the item that I once mentioned to the chief, that the towing service company, they are not allowed to charge the people on the day that they are not working, which is Sunday. Do we have that clause in the new agreement?
You wanted the after hours fee waived?
No, I mean, like, I've been to a lot of towing service company, and they close on Sunday, but they still charge the people, on Sunday, which is the day that they don't work. So do we have that clause in the agreement?
We have an after hours fee established in the agreement, yes.
No.
I guess to clarify, is there anything in the agreement that requires them to be available on a Sunday?
Yes.
So they have to be available in order to qualify as a qualified company?
Yes.
But there is a fee associated with the...
Yes, an after hours fee.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. I yield my time.
Thank you very much. Before I start with Councilmember West, recognizing her for the second round, I just want the public to understand that sometimes I have to raise my voice because I have to regain the control of the meeting, or else it will be, it will be a while. So sorry about that, but I don't want to do that. If the meeting is going well, then we can conduct in the orderly manner, then I don't have to do that. So I apologize for that and hope you understand. And now I want to recognize our Councilmember West for the second round for this item, please.
Okay, I want to address your comment, Mr. Mayor, earlier. So the thing is that, Mr. Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Monzo, which he's not here because he recused himself. So that's you guys too. You guys can decide however you want to vote. It's your vote, your choice, and you represent your district and city of Westminster. But the thing is that when you are condescending the whole night, and you've been doing this forever, because you guys have the majority, so you're doing to the minority in the council chamber here, and all of us have one vote. And it's very disrespectful to be condescending to your colleagues. And that's unacceptable when you talk about decorum and ethical. what you guys are doing is putting the other colleagues down. We work hard to be elected by the people, and we're representing the people. So the majority of the people in my district who voted for me, over 4,000 people.
Are you talking about the item? You were talking about something else.
So the
Please
thing is that
address the
I'm
item,
addressing
please.
you, your comment.
No. Go
So
ahead.
you can't agree or disagree, it's up to you, but I am responding back to your comment. So you guys can vote however, but you don't need to, put your colleagues down or belittle them. And the thing is that all of us do our study. You think you're the only one who reads the agenda? You know how many agenda I read and put notes on? Because I write them down. So it is very condescending and it's unacceptable behavior for the council on here to talk like that to your colleagues. And then the other thing is, thanks for presenting. I will make that appointment with Chief when he comes back, and we will go forward with the vote. So I motion to move this item forward for a vote.
I second.
Okay, at this time, I recognize Vice Mayor Ho. If there's any comment from you. I'm good. Okay, go ahead and call for the vote.
Thank you. I have a motion made by Councilwoman Fan West, seconded by Councilmember Nguyen, to approve the tow services agreement for tow service providers desiring to participate in the Westminster Police Department's rotational tow program. I'll go to call for roll. Councilwoman Fan West.
Well, I guess I want to move forward to this vote, but can I substitute or kind of edit the motion a little bit? City Attorney?
Yes.
It is your motion, so if you'd like to amend it.
So I was wondering if we can push this till we sit down with the guys and talk about the situation with the other tow and all the tow company that's listed on here. That's my substitute modification to the motion before we vote.
I guess it's the same thing, right? It's the same thing that delayed.
Till we sit down.
Until
To
later.
continue the item until you sit down with staff
Exactly.
We would need some kind of date certain, I would say.
to the next
When is
meeting.
Chief back? 2 weeks? 2 weeks.
Okay, so you'd like to continue this to the next meeting, which is scheduled on November 13th?
Perfect.
Okay.
Does the second agree to that?
Second.
All right, so I have a motion made by Councilwoman Fan West.
Also,
seconded-
before you call for the vote, let me, I change my mind. I want to do substitute motion.
Oh, sure.
My substitute motion is do nothing.
So what?
Do not.
Do nothing to
It's
this
the
item.
same thing I'm pushing forward for 2 more
Well,
weeks.
you said delay the last time. I'm doing nothing right now. Not to approve it,
To take no action or to not approve?
not approve.
Okay.
Not approve my motion? Is that what you're asking?
Not approve this item today.
That is pushing back to 2 weeks till we sit down.
Your motion is pushing back to about 2 weeks. It's your.
Is there a second to the motion to take no action, or the substitute motion to take no action?
A second.
Okay, so I have a substitute motion made by Mayor Nguyen, seconded by Vice Mayor Ho to take no action on the item. I'll go to call for the substitute motion. Councilwoman Fan West.
City manager, I'm confused. Can you please explain because that's a similar.
So I'm not gonna comment on the motion, but I do want to comment on the fact that our agreements are gonna expire. So what does that mean for towing in our city?
Yeah, why, Mr. Mayor? Don't you want to help them? We just want to sit.
Well, I want to help them by approving it
You're
tonight.
not approving this.
Yes, if you agree to move it to approve this item, I will.
That's what we said.
Okay,
to sit
well,
down.
you
That's why I
said that the
modified it.
next,
So
you want to delay it until next time, then.
Which is 2 more weeks when we sit down.
Okay.
But you didn't want to do.
If that's
you didn't
the
wanna
case,
approve
if
at
that's the
all.
case,
Why
let me
do you not
revise
wanna
my
approve at
motion.
all?
If that's the case, let me revise my motion. My substitute motion is to approve the item.
Does the second agree with that substitute amendment?
who's the second?
So,
You are such a flip-flopper.
so I have an amended substitute motion made by Mayor Nguyen, seconded by Vice Mayor Ho, to approve the tow services agreement for tow service providers desiring to participate in the Westminster Police Department's rotational tow program.
Yes, the reason I make the substitute motion, I revised my substitute motion because he asked to help them to get it going. So just want to make it clear.
You changed
So
your
go
mind.
ahead and call for
Okay,
the
so
vote,
I'll
please.
call
What I want
roll
to
for the
say, what I want to say is that by approving, by voting yes, we could still have you sit down with the chief in 2 weeks,
Yes.
Amy. So
All right.
vote
go-
yes, we still
You
have
can
you.
vote however you
Go
want.
ahead and
So
call
we're
for the
making a
vote.
motion. There's a
Go ahead.
motion on the floor, substitute motion, so can you please
Okay, go
vote?
ahead and call for the vote, please.
Okay, so I'll call roll for the substitute motion. Councilwoman Fan West,
Substitute motion, no.
Councilmember Nguyen,
No.
Vice Mayor Ho,
Yes.
Mayor Nguyen,
Yes.
motion's 2-2.
Okay, now call for the original motion, please.
Original motion was made by Councilmember Fan West, seconded by Councilmember Nguyen, to continue the item to the next regular meeting to be held on November 13th, 2024. I'll go ahead and call roll. Councilwoman Fan West,
Fan West, yes.
Councilmember Nguyen,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Ho,
No.
Mayor Nguyen,
No.
motion's failed 2-2.
All right, moving on to the
Wait,
next.
let me just jump in here.
Okay,
There's-
please.
Legally speaking, are we going to run into an issue here where we don't have tow coverage?
I don't know. I don't know. I did revise my motion just so that we can do the city business according to the request from Councilmember West, but it's not going through.
I just want to
so
check
it's my
with the
fault
police
now?
to make sure.
Why didn't you allow
Why
Well,
don't
either
why you
way, we
modify
won't
it so
have
many
it.
times, Mr. Mayor?
So
Either way, we won't have it today.
either way, we would have it
Either
today.
way.
Done, right? So can we go to the next one?
So my understanding is that with this, this is a staff item, and staff always can bring it back, right? Whenever they think it's fit, right?
Well, yes.
Okay,
Essentially,
all right,
yes.
thank you. That's it
You're
now.
ready. Bring it
Okay,
back.
moving on to item 3.5. Approve of amendment number 1 to the agreement with Anna Burton for continued emergency operations center coordination services in fiscal year 2024-2025. This item is approved by Councilmember Nguyen. You are now recognized.
Yes, can I ask a question about this? Emergency Operations Center.
Can I suggest that when we have these kinds of items, that if there's major questions about it, just have staff give a staff report on it?
Yes, please.
Because I think it will be helpful to lay out what the agreement's for and that sort of thing. A brief, I would.
Well, I think in the interest of time for items that are pulled from the consent calendar, it's easier if the council member just asks the question, then we can address it directly.
Yes, okay, move on.
Okay, can I have a question with whoever that's responsible for this? All right, so this is the first time that I heard about the Anna Burton Emergency Operations Center. Last year, I didn't heard about this. I didn't hear about this. Okay, so where is it at and why we have this?
I can call Anna up and she can answer any
please.
questions you'd like.
Good evening, Anna Burton.
Okay.
The position that I currently fill under this contract is providing emergency management services, and part of that is the coordination of our Emergency Operations Center. This is the center that's used to bring city staff together. We work with local agencies, all city departments, the county, the state, and most importantly with FEMA. If we have a catastrophic emergency, this would be the coordination to identify how we can collect and reimburse ourselves for any public infrastructure losses, and also identify grants to support us in our emergency management programs.
Okay, so how long have you been working with us, the city?
The contract was first initiated November 1st of last year. This is the first renewal.
Okay, this is for Deputy Chief Weber. So I believe that when I visit the police department, I noticed that we have a big room that used for that will be used for the emergency, right?
Yes. Yes, we do.
Okay. So why we have this emergency operations center and what going to be with the police in case of emergency like this? You know, what will you do?
So the Emergency Operations Center would be activated, and those people who are identified in those core roles and positions would be asked to respond to the emergency center and then begin the coordination of the city's response. And that could be situation assessment, supporting the field operations, and then working with the county and our other mutual aid partners.
Okay, so this is for Christine. How come I didn't hear about this last year?
How come you didn't hear about us hiring an emergency coordinator?
Do we have a agreement and?
She has there is an agreement. That's why this is a renewal.
Right.
Well, previously, who was doing it before? We had a couple of other emergency services coordinators. Robert Acosta was one at one point. Mike Segura was another one at one point. But we, you know, as a city entity, we should always have an emergency services coordinator.
Yeah, if I could speak to this, this is just, I mean, if an emergency happens, such as we've seen on the East Coast recently, or in any earthquake or a thing of that nature, we have to be ready to get right on top of it very quickly. So this particular role helps to make sure that we're ready for that, that staff that are in the city are prepared, that everything's organized, that they know where they're supposed to go, what they're supposed to do. It's someone who's the central point to make sure that we're doing what we're supposed to do in the event that something happens. So we really need this position. It could be an employee, or in this case, contracting with somebody who has a lot of experience to do it. And so I would just point out that this is an important role, very important role.
Okay, go back to my question. I feel like this is a redundancy, because I think this is the police department job to arrange on this. And then now we have to bring in a third party, like an outside company to do it for us.
Well, she's specialized. She's been training us. She ran a tabletop exercise with the department heads at one of their last department head meetings. I think the missing piece here is in a major emergency, like say what the city attorney brought up, a hurricane in Florida, it's not necessarily police that are the ones that are coordinating all the services. We do the emergencies, the rescues and stuff like that. She's the one leading staff to make sure they have all their ducks in a row for maybe FEMA funding, Red Cross, getting public works out to help with the flooding or stuff like that. She's the one that not only trains us, but orchestrates us through these events.
Is your question whether it's a contract versus an employee? Is that part of your question? Because because regardless, so some cities have someone that is in-house as part of, if it's a fire department, maybe someone with their fire department or someone with their police department. We have not had one on our payroll in quite some time. It's been contracted for even before I got here. So, you know, it's someone with very specialized expertise, and Anna can talk a little bit more about, you know, where she's worked if you'd like. But she's got a particular skill set that not necessarily
right. Okay.
public.
I just want to make it clear that I have nothing to against you, but I just
Okay, all right, thank you. Your 5 minutes is up, so your 5 minutes is up. And I don't know if, I like to choose to go before these people, I mean, these council here. I don't have any problem with this. And you are welcome to discuss about this item, but I can move to approve this item.
I'll second it, Mayor, but I think we need to make sure that everybody understands and the council understands that the last thing we want to happen is if there is an emergency, an earthquake, that everybody's scrambling and I don't know what to do and everybody's looking to somebody else for direction, and we don't, and then we're caught basically with our pants down.
We actually have a
So we
motion
need
and
this,
second on the floor. Go ahead
So
and call
thank
for
you
the
very
vote.
much for your service, and for 1 year, and continue your service for the next year. So thank you.
I have a motion made by Mayor Nguyen, seconded by Councilmember Monzo. This is to approve Amendment Number 1 to the agreement with Anna M. Burton for continued Emergency Operations Center Coordination Services for a 1-year term beginning November 1st, 2024 through October 31st, 2025, in the amount of $82,560, and authorize the city manager or her designee to execute Amendment Number 1 to the agreement in a form approved by the city attorney. I'll go to call roll.
Mr.
Councilwoman
Mayor,
Van
I would
West.
like to make a statement.
No, at this time, we are calling vote. If you want to talk, you can talk during the time that you vote, okay?
You guys never
Go
went
ahead.
your round.
We have gone through that already. So go ahead and call for the vote, please.
Councilwoman Van West.
So I just want to say thank you for this emergency service. It's very important, and I see the value of it. And for me, I want to say thank you, and yes, I approve this.
Councilmember Monzo.
Yes.
Councilmember Nguyen.
Okay. Ms. Ann, can you tell your lovers to shut up?
Oh my lord.
Who is my lover? Watch what you're saying. Watch what you're saying,
Dễ sợ.
Councilmember Nguyen.
Go back to
We are here
Go
to
back
do
to
the city
Ann.
business. And watch what you're saying. I'm warning you.
I will.
Okay.
I will.
Nói lại được á.
All right. So,
Lần rồi đó.
but make
thị.
sure that she shut up when we are talking here.
Trời ơi, cứ kêu thị trưởng nói cô Nhật Linh là
All right.
cáo buộc cô Nhật Linh là người yêu của thị
My
trưởng.
intention is
Nói
to
là
clear everything up.
câm miệng lại. Quý vị thấy nó ổn chưa?
So
Oh my
later on, I know what's going on, what to do.
Oh.
Thank you, Ann. I
No.
approve it. Yes.
Quý vị thấy rõ
Vice Mayor Ho.
cái con người
Yes.
không có
Mayor Nguyen.
Yes.
vô đập.
Motion carried 5-0.
Can I?
Okay, next item is 3.6, award of contract for the Blakey Park Restoration Project. Sorry about that. Let me read it again. Award of contract for the Blakey Park Restoration Projects, project plan number P-2614.
Ồ, chú Ngọc Hồi.
This
về
item
rồi.
approved by Councilmember Nguyen. Your turn.
Cho nên hai
Okay.
người này mới lên quậy vậy đó.
All right. One of the things that I want to know is why we always have like 10% contingency. You know, it's like you encourage the company to go over the already allocate budget for them. That's my question. Why we encourage them to do.
Good evening, Council, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and a member of the Council. The reason why we typically have the standard 10% contingency is just allow us to cover any potential change order. That's just a standard practice that every agency has. And again, it's just for any unforeseen reason.
Okay. Thank you.
Right. Okay, anything else from the council?
Motion to
I
approve.
do.
I
I have
second
a
it.
question.
Okay, question, go ahead.
Thank you.
Lời chào.
Thanks for being here today. Really appreciate that. And I guess
Nó có người gài sẵn. Có người bên
the amount for construction is $218.10. I know that we need to approve for different maintenance and in our city. So, but one question I have is, A, I'm okay. B, I have a concern. And then C, I'm okay, but B is where I'm stuck at. So authorize the 10% in the amount of $21,801 for potential change order. I know that in the past when, we have any changes, you guys would come back for approval. And I think it's important, this is way before my time, I noticed in the council meeting that you guys do bring it back and then the council discuss that and then approve or whatever might be, right? More likely they will approve it. But the thing is that I think it's for, transparency and just where we because this is the taxpayers' money that we're using in the general fund. And so I want to make sure as this body here that this is the amount that we approved, the $2,810. And then the 10%, I would love for you guys to come back because that's the people's money and to request for that amount again. Because when there's accountability, it's easier for the public's trust and just, how we are doing government here. So I like the old ways that you guys have come before us to approve. And I think that's important because if it's the 10%, I think it's easier to go under wrap. That's my logic and thinking in the private sector. So I think as we task on keeping the taxpayers' money, I think it's important for you guys with B, if we can strike that out, just for A and C, to approve tonight, if we can modify it, if the council is okay with that, and then have you guys to come back if there's a change in order, that if it's increased in any amount or more, just come back because this is the taxpayers' money.
I want to ask you, is that your substitute motion?
Yes.
Okay. Is there a second to the substitute motion?
I also want to add that, I've been here 15 years, so every single year I ran a lot of different projects. And most of the time it runs under we don't typically use the 10% contingency unless there's unforeseen reasons. So it's not always the case that we need it, but sometimes we do.
I understand that question. I have 2 more minutes and 10 seconds. I noticed since I've got onto the council 22 months now that every of the agenda item, it has that 10%. And I have approved it, okay, in the past. But I think right now it's important that we kind of step back a little bit. If this 10%, if it's in the 2 million, which is the other project in here, agenda of a 2 million, then I think it's important that it's around 250,000, right? I don't want that $250,000 of the taxpayer money to just go out. I think it's best that you guys come back, like redeveloping the parks and whatever. It's important that you guys come back. So I don't mind section A and C, just B, strike that out, and that's it. So that's my substitute motion. Is
there a second? Okay, go ahead. You have 1 minute and 7 seconds.
Oh, I second.
Okay, we have a substitute motion and second on the floor. Please call for the substitute motion vote, please.
I have a substitute motion made by Councilwoman Fan West, seconded by Councilmember Nguyen. This is to approve items A and C of staff recommendation and remove item B. I'll go to call roll. Councilwoman Fan West.
Fan West, yes.
Councilmember Monzo.
No.
Councilmember Nguyen.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Ho.
That's weird. That's not the standard of practice. No.
Mayor Nguyen.
Well, a few things before I vote. Number one, we have heard from staff, it's a standard practice. That's number one.
Yes.
Number two, if you were okay with that before, why all of a sudden is that part?
This is not a standard
So
practice.
that's my vote.
Yes,
My
Mr.
vote.
Mayor,
My vote.
this has been just recently,
My
in the
vote is
past, it's
substitute motion,
different.
right? No.
So that's your opinion.
Substitute motion failed 2-3. I'll go back to the original motion. I have a motion made by Councilmember Monzo, seconded by Mayor Nguyen. This is to approve the award of the contract to the lowest and responsible bidder in the amount of $218,010 to Carmody Construction Company and authorize a 10% contingency in the amount of $21,801 for potential change orders and authorize the city manager to execute the contract on behalf of the city.
Mayor,
I'll go-
sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
Mayor, before we vote, I have a question for our engineer.
Sure.
Tuan, can you said earlier that this is standard practice, correct? Is it, and what about other agencies, other cities? Is it standard practice at other agencies, other cities?
Most of the cities I know have the same 10% contingency. And also the reason why it's important to have this 10% contingency is anytime you have change orders, you don't want to go back to council and have delay of construction.
That was my next question.
That's additional costs for contractors to build into the city contract.
Yes, so that will cost us more if that's a delay.
That's a big fuss.
Keep in mind that there may be emergency situations that occur that are unforeseen, and staff would not have the ability to utilize funds to address that immediate emergency.
Let's say there was an emergency, you hit a pipe or something, and you don't have the funds to cover it, what would you do?
But this is not about that. This is not,
No, it is about.
It is
This
about it.
is
It's-
We have
Right,
a
what if
motion
you
on
would
the
not
floor
have
just
the
go ahead and
funding?
vote for it.
You wouldn't have the funding.
It's the time for voting. Can you wait?
So sometimes you do need.
I just want to make sure
10%
there's no misunderstanding.
to expedite the process construction so we can wrap it up. So we don't inconvenience the motorists, the residents.
Yeah,
And again, it's within the 10%. Thank you.
Sorry.
Okay, I'll call for the vote,
Councilmember Nguyen?
please.
You start with me first?
Oh, I apologize. Councilwoman Fan West.
this is the original motion. I
Give me a
vote,
hard time.
Original motion. Yes.
I vote no.
Thank you. Councilmember Monzo?
Yes.
Councilmember Nguyen?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Ho?
This is standard of practice in public and private, so it is a yes.
Mayor Nguyen?
Learn it.
Yes.
Motion carried 4-1.
All right, next, moving to item 3.8. And this is approval of amendment number 2 to the agreement with SDI Prisons LLC for continued provision of the citywide information technology consulting services in fiscal year 2024-2025.
I believe that Council Member West, she pulled item 3.8.
I understand. I'm reading the title,
Go ahead,
please.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Normally, we have to read the item before we can proceed with that. So I will have to waste my time and read it again. Sorry about that. 3.8, approval of the amendment number 2 to the agreement with SDI Prisons LLC for continued provision of citywide information technology consulting services in fiscal year 2024-2025. And this item was approved by Councilmember West, so you are now recognized.
So thank you for being here today. Really appreciate that. I do want to hear your take on the information technology consultant that you provide for the city of Westminster. I know it's very important because technology is the world we live in, and AI is another thing. And those who hack into our system is more evident now than ever before because of the technology we have. So what do you do exactly for the city? Would love to hear that.
Sure. My name is Terry Hackelman. I'm Senior Vice President with SDI Presence. You hit it right on the head. I mean, cities have a complex technology infrastructure. It's only getting more complex, and your city staff has a lot to cover. And so typically, and what we're talking about here is we're helping on the firewalls, we're helping with cybersecurity, we're enhancing your DR environment, we're working with your virtualized servers and storage, which is what runs all of the systems. So our job is to be there for that team and to be able to help them when they need it, and bring some expertise that's probably very difficult to hold within the city.
Okay. I think it's perfect because I think every city needs that protection, firewall protection, and just how to run the city, maintaining all the database within the city, especially with our law enforcement, because they have a lot of database that needs to be protected, and they have all of the people's information. So I appreciate all you do with your service to the city of Westminster, and thank you for explaining that, and I look forward to vote yes on this agenda item.
Thank you very much.
And
Anything else from the council? Okay. Well, I will
I
entertain
motion
if
to
there's a
approve.
motion. There's a motion to approve. Is there a second to it?
Second.
All right. Motion and second on the floor. Call vote, please.
Thank you. I have a motion made by Councilwoman Fan West, seconded by Councilmember Monzo. This is to approve the amendment number 2 to the agreement with SDI Presence LLC for continued provision of citywide information technology consulting services in fiscal year 2024-2025 in an amount not to exceed $161,216, and authorize the city manager or her designee to execute amendment number 2 to the agreement in a form approved by the city attorney. I'm going to call roll. Councilwoman Fan West.
Fan West, yes.
Councilmember Monzo,
Yes.
Councilmember Nguyen,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Ho,
Yes.
Mayor Nguyen.
Yes.
Motion carried 5-0.
Thank you very much. As I promised at the beginning, we are going to move a non-agenda item over communication in front of the public hearings. I hope that is okay with the staff. And I asked council member to agree with me on this. So at this time, I move to have non-agenda oral communication moving before the public hearing. Motion.
Yes.
Is there a second to it?
Yes.
Okay, a motion and second to move a non-agenda oral communication to before the public hearing.
Thank you. I have a motion made by Mayor Nguyen, seconded by Vice Mayor Ho, to move item 8, oral communications concerning non-agenda items, ahead of public hearing items. We'll go to call roll. Councilwoman Fan West.
I guess usually we have an order that people come in to speak at the end. So if you switch up like this, people who come later, after work to do this, I just feel like they won't have an opportunity, Mr. Mayor, to speak on non-agenda
Go ahead and
item.
vote for your.
So I'll vote no. Let's
Okay.
wait for the other
Next.
people to come.
Councilmember Monzo,
Yes.
Councilmember Nguyen,
No.
Vice Mayor Ho,
Yes.
Mayor Nguyen.
Yes.
Motion carried 3-2.
Okay, as promised, I will ask for a 5-minute recess so that we can take a break at this time. And it is now 9:06. I'd like to ask for council to come back here at 9:11, no later than that. I will start at 9:11 so that the people can get ready for it. Thank you.
Alright, quý vị, trời ơi, quý vị thấy chưa? Quý vị thấy là nãy giờ quá trời quá đất luôn. Rõ ràng, quý vị coi ngày hôm nay chúng ta coi rất là rõ ràng. Là nghị viên Ngọc Hiền gọi là Nam Quèn á, không hiểu, không biết gì hết, không có đọc, không có tới những cái cuộc họp kín như vậy, cho nên họ không có hiểu gì hết, rồi hỏi tùm lum tùm la, hỏi những cái câu tào lao xịt bột không. Đó, quý vị thấy rõ ràng chưa? Tại vì họ không có đọc, họ không có tới, rồi hỏi cảnh sát, rồi hỏi những người mà contractor đó, bậy tầm bạ không biết gì hết. Đó, quý vị thấy. Và y chang như mình đoán luôn, đó là khi mà đợi, khi mà agenda là bắt đầu lên là bỏ đi hết 1 tiếng mấy 2 tiếng đồng hồ, và sau khi mà xong cái agenda đó là bay ra liền. Quý vị thấy không? Y chang như Ngọc Hiền nói luôn. Ngọc Hiền nhận định và tiên đoán trước luôn, và là y chang như vậy. Quý vị thấy rõ ràng chưa? Đó là sự thật. Và cái bà mà hồi nãy mà vô trong đó quậy đó là bởi vì bà ta request là khi mà non agenda có nghĩa là không nghị trình đó, thì lúc sau á, thiệt là lâu thì mới được nói. Tại vì bà request trong cái tờ giấy vàng đó, nhưng bà muốn lên bà nói lúc mà vấn đề trong nghị trình, mà đâu có được đâu quý vị. Tại vì bà request non agenda thì bà không có được nói, thì đúng rồi, theo luật là đúng rồi, nhưng mà bà lên đó bà quậy, bà cứ nói là thị trưởng là độc tài, bà la hét sùm luôn đó. Đó, quý vị thấy là công nhận ha, công nhận kỳ này là Ngọc Hiền thấy là ông thị trưởng ổng có vẻ là straight to the rule hơn đó quý vị. Có thể control được cái con này, có thể control những người ở đó một chút đó, ổng có vẻ là cứng cáp hơn đó quý vị. Nhưng mà chúng ta sẽ đợi tiếp theo cái đằng sau nữa, tại vì sẽ có những cái vấn đề đằng sau tiếp. Nhưng mà khi mà nó nói đó quý vị, nó toàn là nói là tại vì có khán thính giả nói rằng là tại sao Ngọc Hiền không thông dịch lại lúc mà họ bàn thảo về những cái nghị trình này, tại vì lần trước Ngọc Hiền đã dịch rồi. Khán thính giả nói là Ngọc Hiền đừng có nói tiếng Việt, đừng có dịch, tại vì họ không có nghe, họ nghe không hết, họ không hiểu hết, cho nên Ngọc Hiền không thể nào dịch được quý vị. Ngọc Hiền có thể dịch ở trên cái live chat thôi đó. Có khán thính giả thì kêu Ngọc Hiền dịch, còn có khán thính giả nói Ngọc Hiền nói vậy họ không có nghe gì hết, họ không có hiểu gì hết, thì cũng khó khăn cho Ngọc Hiền. Giờ Ngọc Hiền không biết làm sao để vui lòng hết tất cả quý khán thính giả, cho nên là Ngọc Hiền nghe làm sao Ngọc Hiền chỉ dịch comment ở trong bình luận ở trong cái live chat thôi quý vị. Đó là cuộc chiến này còn dài lắm. Đúng rồi, con rồng cháu tiên, long time no see, long time no see. Dạ, thì hồi nãy giờ quý vị thấy là rõ ràng là họ không hiểu gì, họ không biết gì về những cái nghị trình trong cái hộp kính, họ không hiểu gì hết, nhưng mà họ lên họ hỏi tầm bậy, nhất là nghị viên trai, nghị viên Nam Quang không biết gì hết. Dạ. Thì chúng ta sẽ đợi tiếp cái phần sau quý vị, tại vì càng sâu đó, tại vì những cái phần còn sâu nó càng hấp dẫn. Và hồi nãy Ngọc Hiền muốn nói về cái lúc mà cái con này nó nói đó quý vị, thì khi nó nói á, nó nói là nó với lại nó comment, nó bình luận cái nó nói là nó nốt lại hết, nó viết lại hết tất cả những cái bình luận của cử tri khi mà lên trên hội đồng thành phố nói về cái vấn đề không phải nghị trình đó quý vị. Thì nó nói là tất cả những người mà lên comment đó, những cư dân mà ở trong thành phố Westminster toàn là lên nói chửi nó không tấn công nó không nó nói vậy á. Nó nói là không có ai mà góp ý kiến thiết thực gì hết. Nó nói là không có ai lên trên đây để mà góp ý kiến đóng góp cho tốt, cho làm cho thành phố tốt hơn, mà toàn là tấn công nó với lại nghị đực không. Quý vị thấy tại sao mà người ta tấn công? Bởi vì quý vị thấy rõ ràng chưa, cái sự mất dạy của nó như vậy mà ai có thể chịu đựng được. Đây là ngày hôm nay là bởi vì không có đám quèn của nó lên, nhưng mà quý vị thấy là có cái ông phố bưng bô, cái ông lân đầu trọc. Quý vị thấy rõ ràng chưa? Với lại anh Tuấn, hình như là anh Trương Quốc Tuấn vẫn còn ở trong cái hội đồng thành phố đang livestream. Nhưng mà anh Huy Đức, sau khi mà anh Huy Đức ảnh phát biểu xong là ảnh đi về cùng với lại chú Ngọc Hội, là bắt đầu ông nội kia bay ra liền ngay lập tức. Đó, quý vị thấy không? Anh Huy Đức, để Ngọc Hiền nói lại ý anh Huy Đức là anh Huy Đức nói là rất tiếc anh Huy Đức đã trong quá khứ đã ủng hộ hai người nghị viên này, và anh Huy Đức nói rằng là bà xã của ảnh nói là đừng có mua về đây, bởi vì về đây một cái nơi mà máu tanh mưa máu. Không ngờ là trong quá khứ ảnh đã ủng hộ hai người này để lên được cái chiếc ghế này, nhưng mà ảnh xin lỗi cư dân ở tại thành phố Westminster. Ảnh xin lỗi là ảnh rất là hối hận, bởi vì ảnh đã trong quá khứ đã ủng hộ hai nghị viên này để được lên cái chiếc ghế ngày hôm nay. Nhưng mà rất tiếc là hai người này làm việc không làm toàn là quậy phá, với lại toàn là làm việc đi lại lợi ích của người dân, toàn là làm những chuyện tào lao xịt bột tầm bậy tầm bạ không, và không có đáng để ngồi trên cái ghế đó. Anh Huy Đức anh nói như vậy. Đúng, Ngọc Hiền không nên dịch trong lúc họ nói vì người nghe không nghe được. Thì đó Ngọc Hiền đâu có, cho nên Ngọc Hiền đâu có dịch được, Ngọc Hiền đâu có nói được. Tại vì có người nói ủa tại sao Ngọc Hiền không lo dịch mà ngồi cười? Đâu được, tại vì khán thính giả đang ngồi nghe mà Ngọc Hiền dịch thì người ta đâu có nghe hết. Đó, cho nên Ngọc Hiền chỉ có thể live chat thôi, dịch trong live chat như vậy đó. Rất cảm ơn Ngọc Hiền đã đưa clip cuộc họp lên hầu cho mọi người nhìn và nghe rõ những hành xử côn đồ mất dạy của cuộc họp tiếp theo. Nghe mệt quá rồi hả? Chú Ngọc Hồi comment hỏi nghe mệt quá rồi hả? Tôi không ở chỗ dân gồ Amadon là sao? Hồi nãy khúc cuối video live của chú Huy Đức, hình như Nghị Đực đi ngang qua mà giả lơ luôn. Ô vậy hả Vi Nguyễn? Wow, thấy chưa Ngọc Hiền nói rồi mà. Thấy chưa quý vị, đi giả lơ qua ra luôn. Bây giờ là that's why anh Huy Đức anh thấy rõ bộ mặt của hai người này là chỉ lợi dụng anh Huy Đức. Lợi dụng anh Huy Đức cái lúc mà anh Huy Đức ủng hộ, quý vị thấy chưa? Nhưng mà họ làm sai đó, họ không bao giờ nhìn nhận cái lỗi lầm của họ. Bây giờ là Quý vị thấy, cho nên anh Huy Đức ảnh nhận ra cái điều đó và ảnh đã lên xin lỗi cư dân ở tại thành phố Westminster, và ảnh rút lại cái lời đó và ảnh đã không ủng hộ. Rất là sáng suốt, thấy chưa quý vị? Khi mà không ấy đó là lơ luôn. Dù sao đi nữa người ta cũng là ủng hộ mình trong quá khứ, nhưng mà tại vì mình làm sai quá ai cũng thấy, và người ta ngồi đó người ta nhìn thấy hết, và bao nhiêu cuộc họp hội đồng thành phố live trực tiếp ai cũng hiểu, ai cũng biết, ai cũng thấy hết. Và tất cả những hành động, những gì mình làm, mình nói, trời ơi, Ngọc Hiền không thể nào mà ngồi đây để mà tiếp tục mỗi khi mà Nghị Đực nói giống như là defaming, có nghĩa là bôi nhọ cô Nhật Linh với lại thị trưởng như vậy. Ngọc Hiền không thể cam tâm được quý vị. Ngọc Hiền muốn nhào vô trong đó dễ sợ luôn á, nhào vô ngay chỗ cái hội đồng thành phố, nhưng mà rất tiếc là Ngọc Hiền ở không được quý vị, ở quá xa đó. Không thể nào Ngọc Hiền chịu đựng được cái Nghị Đực cứ nói thị trưởng là kêu người yêu của mình là nó là trời thì quý vị, trời ơi, cứ giống như là bôi nhọ cô Nhật Linh với lại thị trưởng như vậy. Ngọc Hiền không thể nào cam tâm được quý vị, rất là mất dạy, chịu không nổi. Ngọc Hiền chịu không nổi những cái lời nói mà vô đạo đức, mất tư cách, với lại một cách mà mất dạy như vậy đối với cô Nhật Linh với lại thị trưởng. I cannot stand it. Honest to tell you, thật sự luôn, Ngọc Hiền không thể nào chịu nổi. Tên Nam Quang vào họp mà không biết gì hết. Yeah, chính xác. Cuộc họp trở lại rồi hả? Ok.
Constant since the end of World War II. All other groups of citizens, fortunes rise and fall with the gross national product, the GMP. The American Indian statistical lines of deprivation remains constant, a straight line. With the blatant genocide of our traditional people, we have less than 50,000 in America today. We are averaging a loss of 1,000 a year since 1900. We are losing a value system as distinct people that sets us apart from the industrialized world. These facts surface in our tribal statistics, and no one attempts to do anything about it except for a few social workers and reservation police. This new statistical horror is women and child abuse. Child sexual abuse is epidemic on Indian reservations.
And I am a victim of human sex trafficking in Westminster High School and Westminster Elementary School.
Schools on the reservations, education in the BIA, public, the contract.
My uncle spoke about this in 1989, and it's still happening today off the reservation.
And in collusion with the BIA, certainly do not allow Indian culture and values to be taught. The fact is, educators continually denigrate American Indian traditional lifestyle as primitive, dirty, and without any redeemable virtues.
Thank you for your time.
Our next speaker is Michael Varengia, followed by Donald Blank.
Hi. That's typical. The two council members who probably should be sitting in here conveniently make themselves scarce. Couple things. Amy and Nam Kwan and all the rest of their lapdogs ought to be charged a fee when they start their lying outside of the city council chambers. I know this was brought up once before. However, 2 of the times involved police officers being pulled off of their other duties on patrol to respond to the city council area. They should be docked for that. the people putting on these press conferences, because now those officers are not out on patrol where they're actually supposed to be, instead of handling a bunch of BSers on YouTube. Second thing, the tow contract item. This is not new information, and it was brought up by you folks up here, and they still couldn't figure out what they were looking at and what they were talking about. And I listened to the deputy chief try to explain that. And unfortunately, Amy apparently is so thick-headed, it doesn't go in the one ear, let alone go out the other ear. Also, same thing, the construction contract. How many contracts has this council voted on that had a 10% standard fee to cover any unusual circumstances for those contracts? And then suddenly with this one, she has to argue about it and wants to eliminate it off the contract. I used to think that they pretended to be ignorant, but I really do honestly think they are ignorant. They don't bother reading the backup information when it comes to them. They wait till they get here and then waste time asking ignorant questions, which could have been answered long ahead of time before this city council meeting. The city manager, the assistant city manager are always available to confirm items that are on it. The mayor's available, even asking other city council members, hey, can you clarify what I'm reading here? But no, they would much rather show up here and play their ignorant games, because then they get to listen to themselves talk, which is all they're interested in. They're not representing anybody except themselves.
Our next speaker is Donald Link, followed by Win Hung.
Bỏ đi tiếp. Nam Quang bỏ đi tiếp rồi quý vị.
Popular demand, the leash.
Ông này ông cầm cái dây
Oh, you didn't go there.
cái dây
Donald Link, orphan constituent from District 1.
ổ chó.
I feel bad. Motherless child. I feel like I'm not being represented. I'm glad you're up here at the dais for once during public comments. For that, I thank you. The other thing, like Michael said, read the information before you get up to the dais and make silly comments and stuff, because it doesn't bode well on you. And you're on YouTube Live or something right now. I need to get I'm a member of SAG. I want to get paid for that. You don't have a waiver that you can use my image or likeness. Thank you. Again, read the agenda item before you show up at a meeting. Be present during presentations. Stop pontificating to look like you know something when you open your mouth, and prove that you suffer from a bad case of hubris. Learn a little bit about con law. If someone owned a property, they would know that contingency clauses are SOP. Just costs more when you have to pay a contingency fee instead of what you negotiated prior to the contract implementation. The constant eye rolling, stop the theatrics. The constant eye rolling from those who are here when this happens is very hard on my ability to have cogent thoughts. This reminds of the fellow student that asked questions 1 minute prior to the lunch bell. Everybody wants to choke them because they just are drawing attention to themselves, and they're not bringing anything to the table. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Nguyen Hung, followed by Khai Dao.
Ông Nguyễn Phương Hùng lên rồi tới ông Khải Đào nè quý vị, bắt đầu tiếp tục nè quý vị. Tiếp tục.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is a letter to send to Fair Political Practice Commission. Excuse me. complaint against Westminster Mayor Charlie Ching Nguyen improper contribution and false campaign report to whom it may concern. I am writing to formally file a complaint regarding the Westminster Mayor Charlie Ching Nguyen campaign practice, especially, I believe that Mayor Nguyen had engaged in a campaign financial violation by laundering donation intent for his state Senate campaign District 34 through his city council campaign account. On April 6, 2024, the Mayor Nguyen hosts a fundraising event for his state Senate campaign and Funky restaurant in Frontenac, Virginia. She attached invitation. However, despite the event being advertised at the state Senator District 34 fundraiser, attending were instructed to make a check payable to friends of Charlie Ching Nguyen. To date, Mayor Nguyen had not opened a state Senate campaign account at all. Despite having accepted contribution for that purpose, instead it appeared that the funds raised at this event were deposited into his city council campaign account, Friends of Charlie Nguyen for Mayor 2022. Campaign disclosure report for the Friends of Charlie Ching Nguyen on Mayor 2022 account. I have an attachment here. On attachment. So 7 contributors from Virginia resident around the time of a Senate fundraiser. This disclosure also revealed a payment of $1,139 for Funky restaurant during the same period. But these expenses were not disclosed as an in-kind donation to his state senator campaign. This action raised serious concern. It appears Mayor Nguyen had deliberately misdone about the purpose of their contribution and improperly funneled those donations to the city.
Your time is up, sir.
Our next speaker is Kai Dow, followed by Tammy Hamill.
Coi như là con Amy nó viết
I don't see Kai.
That's
So
my
Tammy,
flyer.
hồi nãy nó đi xuống cái
following
đuôi tàu
Tammy
mà.
is going to be
Ông
David
nội,
Johnson.
ông về Việt Nam mặc áo cờ máu không cha nội, ngồi với lại tên Nguyễn Thanh Sơn, khóc cầm nắm xạo, cha nội cộng.
Next, please. All right.
You really need to stop doing that. Unless you're shushing yourself. Really, you're shushing me now? And you talk about disrespect and decorum. Awesome.
Please don't do anything. Just let her. It's her time.
The
I am
chamber,
running
there's
the meeting. I am
disruption in
running
the
the
You
meeting.
need to
chamber.
stop
Ma'am.
shushing the chamber.
Please reset her
Mayor,
clock.
Please run your meeting. The chamber.
I am running the meeting. Let me do it. Okay. Let me do it.
Nhảy leo vô mặt
You just stop.
người ta.
You just stop being yourself
Nó biết luôn.
as a council. Okay. Go ahead, please.
Oh my gosh, there's always so much to say. First of all, I would say I am exhausted, not only from this crap, but I've been up since 3 o'clock this morning. I took 2 flights to get here from Washington, fly home today, 4 hours in work meetings, and now I'm here. And he doesn't even have the respect to be here. If we can be, because this is important to me, because I see what they're doing to the city and I see what they're trying to do to council members, staff, police. They're trying to discredit everybody because accusation is admission. Everything that they're saying is what they're doing. It's very clear. One thing I want to say, Christine is right. I believe she's right. Do your work ahead of time. Have your question, I'm speaking. Have your questions ready. Do your homework. You continuing to just push things and push, you're just stalling and you're obstructing official city business because you don't want
you don't want to do any good for Westminster. You have your own agenda that you're being coached on. Because if you two seriously believe what you're saying, you really are that stupid, or you're being coached. And again, disrespecting by speaking into her phone. Are you live streaming on YouTube right now? Are you getting paid for that while you're getting paid by taxpayer money? Yeah, that's what I thought. One of the things that NAMQUAN, this is the first time I've heard of this, and then tried to blame Christine because he'd never heard of it. Where was he during that meeting? I guarantee he wasn't in his seat. That's why he didn't hear about whatever he said he didn't hear about. Just want to say, not all attention is good attention. You guys are not getting great attention, but keep it up. She also made comments about y'all being condescending, putting other colleagues down, disruption in the chamber. We're attacking her and NAMQUAN. Let me just remind you, she called Councilmember Kimberly Aho several times, said she had bigger balls than the mayor. She calls staff liars. She accuses people of taking bribes. NAMQUAN, I believe, called you a pill popper up here earlier tonight and tell your lover to shut up. How respectful is that, Amy? You want to tell your little followers that? Get your church friends here so they can see your behavior again? This is what you do, and you're laughing and smiling about it. Again, they're stalling and obstructing official city business. And I know whenever she gets told that she can't speak, she threatens lawsuits. Call her bluff. Let her sue. Let her act like this in front of a judge. Let her take her evidence to court. I will sign up as a witness right now. I've been to so many of these meetings. I can be an eyewitness to what she's done and what he's done. Next time she says she wants to sue, let her do it. And then when she has to defend herself because she keeps defaming people, she'll have to hopefully go bankrupt and just move out of the city once and for all.
Madam Clerk, before you call the next person, I want to be transparent about this. I know that one of the public already asked question earlier that is it being, this is not a brief comment. This is the instruction, okay? I am not responding to any of them. This is the comment that I want to make sure that they know about it. And my comments, not to respond to you guys, but the instruction is that one of the person who asked earlier that if NAMQUAN is filming right now or from his dais, and the answer is yes. So watch out for what you're saying. That's number one. Number two, I want to make sure that you know that, since he's doing that, he will watch it later on. So don't worry about he's not here right now. He will be watching it. So do whatever you have to do. Voice your opinion if that's what you have to do. So I would like to go ahead and go back to.
Mr. Mayor, you just answered.
No, I am not. I am not responding.
Yes, you just did. That was one of the comments you just said.
Please. Go ahead and call for next.
Our next speaker is David Johnson, followed by Long Nguyen.
Before we go to the next speaker, I'm having a hard time understanding what the speakers are saying because Councilmember West is continually speaking into her phone, distracting, and I have to try to listen to what the public is saying.
I am also distracted.
So due to the request of the two council next to you, I ask you to refrain from speaking on the dais when there are
Mr. Mayor, you're
public
being a
comment.
hypocrite.
So please,
Just answer the public comments.
I'm asking you that, please. So go ahead.
So please.
If you continue to do that, I have to give you the warning. Go ahead,
I guess
please.
we're in kindergarten, guys.
Okay, my name is David Johnson, a Westminster resident. So what I'm going to do, whether you use it or not is up to you, is create a little worksheet for you to have at your desk so you could note when somebody is interrupting or out of order. And I suggest that after the mayor gives 2 warnings, the 3rd time anyone on the dais can ask for a censor, and the 4th time you could ask them to be removed. Follow the practices that you're implementing. So I made count, and now I was an hour late because I was at a different event. But when I did show up during the presentations, I started to keep track for you. I consider an out of order when somebody interrupts somebody else, when somebody is not following the mayor's rules, when he tells them not to come up here or something like that, or when you're speaking out of order, interrupting, especially yelling, which also happens mostly from over here. So the number of times one person from the public interrupted was 7, and she was removed, but it took 7 times before she was removed. The rest of the public combined was 6. Councilmember Ho twice against Councilmember West. Mayor Nguyen twice against Amy West. Councilmember Nam Kwan Nguyen 4 times against the mayor. Councilmember Monzo 0. He didn't interrupt anybody. And Councilmember Amy West 16 times. And I have the actual minute of the hour of every one of those that can happen, so you can track that. So that's what I'm going to recommend in this worksheet is you just note the council member's name, the time they did it, and there's a point at which you'll see for yourself, this is all the notes, that it's becoming obnoxious to the point that your city attorney, God bless you, but you're acting like the 6th city council member interjecting because you're trying to help the mayor control, which isn't your role unless you're asked upon. But I understand why you're trying to do it. So it's that ridiculous that now he has to step in. Take control. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Long Nguyen, followed by our final speaker, Terry Raines.
Hello, my name is Long. I'm the resident of City of Anaheim, but my family is still in the District 1 of the Westminster. The reason I'm here today, because I feel sorry for this city. I feel sorry for the mayor, the vice mayor, Mr. Manzo, also the attorney, the city attorney, and all the staff of Westminster, because the behavior of Nam Quang and Amy, very poor behavior. They not work with the city, they not work with the staff. They spend their time on YouTube and spread out all the fake and negative thing about the city. It's unacceptable. I'm not here every meeting, but I watch on the YouTube. They insulting all the council. They insulting the staff of Westminster City. They even come down and fight with the resident. I see all that. Us on YouTube. Everybody see that. I'm here to let Nam Quang and Amy. I feel ashamed because we're the same culture. But Vietnamese culture, not like the way you guys behave. And let's stop that. Because everybody got enough of that. You said today, why don't come to your office and let you know what the resident here thinking. But every time when people come up here and talk and you guys somewhere, you guys disappear. After the 2 meetings, they talking about the 5.2 item. It's related to the mobile home. They had 2 or 3 meetings to make it clear so everybody understand about it. I don't know you guys don't understand what's going on, or you guys acting stupid. Because they said, everybody here said one way, and you guys talk about different way.
Thank you. Thank you.
We have 2 final speakers. It's Terry Raines and Kai Dao.
hold on. Golly, taking a breath. Less than 2 weeks until Election Day, Westminster voters need to pay attention to the facts and vote for the good candidates, not the crooks. Many of our Vietnamese voters in particular have started to wake up and smell the stink of corruption in some candidates on the ballot. District 2, Howie 2 is running at the direction of the larger corrupt gang, you know, Tyler, Tree, etc., Michelle, good old Van Tran. 2 has absolutely no history involvement in Westminster and only moved here to run for office. Tan Dang illegally campaigned at the NCSD 85th anniversary event, has not been involved at all with our city issues, and is solely relying on the help of others' unquestionable endorsements. The Firefighter Association was flat out wrong to endorse the only candidate District 2 voters, not to endorse the only candidate District 2 voters should vote for, incumbent and voice of reason, Carlos Manzo. So vote for Carlos Manzo, District 2. District 3, no on no. Joseph No, the arrestee, a clueless, classless thug who enjoys slandering people, violating the law, and wants to dismantle our great police department. A true embarrassment to our Vietnamese community. He doesn't care about residents or this city. He terrorized our mobile home park residents with slanderous lies and threatened to sue our police department for rightfully arresting him. Some are surprised I'm not even supporting Casey Wilbert from my own district. His close ties and similar agenda of Amy and Nam Quan is enough, let alone the trouble he caused on the now failed Community Foundation with his favorite appointing council member, Amy Van West. I will be voting for Mark Nguyen. He's not involved in the Vietnamese political drama at all. He's just a regular guy currently serving as president of Midway City who wants to help our entire community. I am confident his relation by marriage only to Mayor Nguyen will not negatively influence him on this council. If you don't know Mark, reach out and talk to him. You will come away from that conversation knowing he is the only choice for District 3, so vote for Mark Nguyen for District 3. As for Midway City Sanitary District Board race, no one should vote for Tyler Dipp ever again for any public office, including this one. Same goes for Amy Van West and Nam Quan Nguyen. Remember, folks, felons flock together. Kai Dow is not someone I can vote for either, so I'll be voting for Chi Charlie Nguyen and probably unknown Andy Nguyen for Midway City. Let's vote the real trash Tyler Dipp off of that board. Now, let's see.
Quý vị quay đi, bà Mỹ này bả là thiệt là racist. Bả nói người Việt Nam của mình là gác, bộ gác á. Là gì? Là bộ gác là giống như là trash á. Là rác rưởi hả? Yeah, người Việt Nam. Nhưng mà tại sao nãy cô đi ra khỏi?
Amy calling me a racist again and the Vietnamese people trash. Keep it up, Buttercup. If you do,
and then right to hell.
Amy, you seriously need help. You know, Mayor Nguyen, with all due respect, non-agenda comments should not come before public hearings or even before all of the agenda items, in my opinion. And I had more to say, but I'm out of time. So don't vote for Amy or Nam Quan for anything.
Our final speaker, Kai Dow.
Good evening, everyone. I don't know if I should speak Vietnamese first or English first. Let me speak in English first. Regarding Nam Quan, I think the shady force that is behind all these, installing Nam Quan to the council, appointing him to be our vice mayor, we try to protect him, keeping him in office in the council by pretending to recall him so that after they fail, as they intended to, no one else, including me, can start the actual recall process for at least 6 months after that. So please allow me to speak in Vietnamese to explain it to the Vietnamese people. My American Vietnamese voters. Khải nghĩ là những cái thế lực mà đen tối đằng sau tập đoàn băng đảng lừa đảo, kẻ mà đã đưa Nam Quan vào hội đồng thành phố và đã đưa anh ta lên trở thành là phó thị trưởng, sẽ giả vờ tiến hành bãi nhiệm Nam Quan. Mà thật sự đây là một cái chiêu trò, tại vì theo luật sau khi mà họ nạp đơn, họ tiến hành bãi nhiệm thì sau 6 tháng họ không thành công thì phải 6 tháng sau nữa, nếu mà những người thật sự muốn bãi nhiệm Nam Quan mới có quyền nạp đơn, trong đó có Khải. Thành ra Khải hy vọng khi mà sau này quý vị thấy ai mà kêu gọi quý vị ký tên để đứng ra bãi nhiệm năm quan, quý vị phải chắc chắn cái người đó thật sự là cái người công chính, liên minh, chính trực, thật sự muốn là dọn rác thành phố, muốn bãi nhiệm năm quan. Còn Khải đã cảnh cáo rồi, kể cả Ngô Kỷ hay bất cứ người nào mà đứng ra đòi bãi nhiệm năm quan mà Khải nghi ngờ có vấn đề là Khải sẽ phanh phui ra hết. Okay. So, like Council Member Menzel said, I think you used the word political stunts. You said we shouldn't be allowed to campaign while we're here, but it's against the law for you guys to use the council, use your mayorship to actually positioning yourself for higher office. All this bickering, all these jokes, heckling, are just your ways, to get the majority of the council after the election, the next election, or even the special election. You think you can replace fill in the seat of Senator Janet Nguyen, right? It's illegal, it's unethical, it's pathetic.
Mayor, we have no further comments.
All right, I will recognize Council for the brief comment, but before that, I'd like to have a brief comment. Number one, first of all, I want to respond to David Johnson, Mr. David Johnson. I don't know that you quote that I have 2 times interrupt, but I want to make sure that I am running the meeting. And it's my role that I have to stop sometime to interject to make sure that things is moving the right way. So it's not intentionally to disrupt or intervene. That's the second. The second one is with you, Terrain. With all due respect, I understand what you're saying, but this is the item public hearing for the city. It's not a public item for the vendors to be here. That's number one. Number two, we had the non-agendized item, oral communication for many years before that. We have it before anything else, at the beginning of the things. Why can't we do it now? Yeah, I just think about it, and I mentioned it at the beginning, because their presentation, it took longer, and I'm afraid that you are waiting so long, I have to do that. And I know that it's going to take long to discuss about this item. And you guys, if you guys are okay with that, then I'm okay with it. But I want to, I just want to be considerate. And now, I would like to recognize if there is any brief comment from the council. Okay, Councilmember West, you are now recognized.
Okay, I want to address the last comment, Terry Raines. I know that you put that sign on your neck regarding Supervisor Andrew Doe, Nam Quang, and I want to encourage you to get the facts straight. What I mean by that, look at when we first sworn in on December 9th, 2023. Who sworn Charlie Ching-Wen and the mayor? It was Andrew Doe. So please get your facts straight before you spew out all of this. So that's very important, because what you say, you want to get your facts straight, okay, before you endorse and say other things. So I took notes on that. Now, the other person, the gentleman earlier, I don't know his name, I didn't get it, but the Vietnamese gentleman who still have families here, I appreciate, even though you don't live here, you come and speak out. I know it's very disheartening to see the council here, majority are Vietnamese, but they're infighting. And that's how I felt when I first got on the council as well. That's the reason why I cry, because I shed tears, because I see the activists on Charlie's side attacking Kimberly's side, and they keep fighting back and forth, and that's disheartening, because I know that our Vietnamese community, we have many opportunities to grow and thrive, and we have very good characteristic that we can show the other community, which is family oriented. We work hard,
Okay, please
we
be
achieve
brief.
many things. So I want to address that to you. I agree with you on that. And so it's important that you continue to watch, because what I noticed that you accuse me and Nam Quang of not understanding the mobile home
Are you going to the next
ordinance.
one?
I just want to address that. This is the last
Done.
one regarding him. So I encourage you to watch the agenda item 5.2 on September 11th there, and then tell me if I'm wrong. I'm more
Okay.
than happy to sit down with you and
Thank
talk
you
to
very
in my
much. Is there a
office.
brief comment from any
And then I
council?
have
You're
Tammy.
done.
May I
Okay.
address Tammy?
Well, if you address one person, just like
You
me,
told me to take down notes.
Yes, but you address
That's
the
what I'm
person,
doing.
you address the comment briefly.
That's what I did.
No,
May I finish?
no, you want so far on the second one.
Okay, so may I?
If you are going so long and I have to cut you off, please.
Okay, so I will address Ju Phương Hong. Earlier, he brought up, it's very concerning to me because all of us here, elected official, are in office and we know FPPC compliance. And when mayor, the concern was sent to the general attorney of the state of California and Todd Spitzer as well. It's very disheartening to hear that when you've been in politics for a long time, Mr. Mayor. You know when you fundraise for state senate, you have to open a state senate account.
This is personal attack.
I'm
You are trying to address.
Mr. Phương Hong.
Okay.
And
At this
it's
time here,
concerning.
you are done. You are done with the
Mr.
comment.
Mayor, let me
I
finish.
will
And if
check.
you put money,
If I do wrong,
may I finish?
I will check it. No, at this time you
No,
got
I
enough.
have my right.
Okay, at this time, is there any from the, okay. If not, I would like to close the public, the non-agenda oral communication. Moving on to the next item is public hearing. Anyone wishing to speak on an item open public hearing may speak in person. Speakers during public hearing comments will each have 3 minutes to speak on each public hearing item, which we have only one today. Any person wishing to address the City Council in person should complete a green speaker. Is there something? Yes, okay. I was interrupted. So any person wishing to address the City Council in person should complete a green speaker slip that is provided at the entrance to the City Council chambers and submit the card to the City Clerk. When your name is called, please step to the podium at the time and state your name and city of resident optional for the record. And I was reminded by the city attorney is almost 10 o'clock. So at this time, I would like to make a motion to move on, extend the city council meeting beyond the 10 o'clock meeting. There is a motion and a second on the floor.
Thank you. I have a motion made by Mayor Nguyen, seconded by Councilwoman Fan West. This is to extend the meeting past 10 p.m. per city policy. I'll go to call roll.
You go ahead and you go ahead and call the roll and she can speak on that.
Councilwoman Fan West.
Okay, at this
Fan
time,
West,
you
yes.
want to speak before you.
You just silent me, so now you undo my mic. So yes, my vote is yes.
Councilmember Monzo.
Yes.
Councilmember Nguyen. Vice Mayor Ho.
Yes.
Mayor Nguyen.
Yes.
Motion carried 4-0.
All right, so please call for first speaker for
Mayor.
public hearing. Yep.
I have something to say.
Sure.
Thank you, Mayor. I may or may have not have a conflict of interest, so I'm erring the side of cautious. I want to recuse myself just to be safe. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you for recusing yourself, but I ask you, please verify, because you said that may or may not. So, I need you to verify with the city attorney if it's impact your decision making. Then if not, then I ask you to come back. Why don't you both go out and talk about it, please? Because
Well, I think I need to
I do
recuse
need him
myself
to be
too.
here. Okay?
Because potential conflict, as well as Mr. Monzo, because we both got donation from the billboard person who's going to be
No,
speaking.
you don't know. Don't say you don't know my thing. You can speak for yourself.
You can
Well,
speak for
that's
yourself.
the reason why we're talking about
when
billboards.
you accept money from
That's okay.
We can look at your record on your 640. We all know.
If you decide to recuse yourself, it's your discretion. Go ahead and recuse yourself. But for Councilmember Menzo, I ask you the same thing. If you have any doubt about it, please talk to city attorney, because this is the continued item. It's the second time already. I need you to make sure that you are impacted by this.
You have
Please.
excused
So,
yourself
go
last
ahead.
time.
We both
Okay, you should
received from
be
the billboard
consistent.
guys.
Okay, go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's just funny how you guys
Okay,
mind your own
Councilman. So, City Attorney, can you help him with decision, please? Thank you. So, 4.1, the public hearing is continued from the October 9, 2024 regular City Council meeting. This is also a first reading of Billboard Ordinance amending Chapter 17.330 of the Westminster Municipal Code. At this time, I'd like to go ahead and ask for a staff report.
Good evening, Mayor, council members. We do have a brief presentation by our team. Ryan Sauls is here from the City Manager's Office, and our contract principal planner, Stephanie Tomaino, is here as well.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and members of the City Council. Over the last several years, the City Council and staff have undertaken several initiatives to beautify the community and enhance community economic development. This has included several meetings with the City Council to discuss and explore creative revenue streams, including strategic planning workshops dating back to 2022, and City Council meetings to select a qualified firm for the use of city-owned property to develop and maintain electronic billboards. The item being presented tonight is the next step in the city's ongoing work effort. This project represents a continuation of the city's progress on strategic plan goal number 1 to achieve financial stability. As previously stated in the prior public hearing, billboards are a permitted sign type in the city. They require a conditional use permit and are subject to Planning Commission approval. In recent years, the city has experienced a growing amount of interest from prospective billboard developers, and those experiences have shed light on the fact that the city's billboard regulations are outdated, ambiguous, and generally inconsistent with modern practices. The city has initiated a zoning text amendment to the Westminster Municipal Code, which we'll refer to as the Billboard Ordinance. The proposed ordinance aims to accomplish several goals. It creates clear and consistent standards for the development and design of future billboards, including regulations to prevent potential impacts to the public. It addresses digital and electronic billboards, and it formally establishes a public benefits program. And last, the ordinance will only affect current and future applications. Any existing billboards currently in the city would not be impacted by this ordinance.
Can I stop you for a minute? I'd like to ask the City Attorney if it's okay for, what your decision on that? After you hear me.
We talked about it and I actually did quite a bit of research today. So currently where things stand is that in the advice would be to seek an advice letter from the FPPC or wait out the period until after the donation, because it would seem, I think if push came to shove that the FPPC would find no conflict, but it's difficult for him to come out and participate under those circumstances when it's unclear that whether there's a conflict or not. Because I think let me just explain, the person at issue or whoever gave the donation doesn't have an active application currently pending. So the question is whether or not that creates a conflict or not. So we may seek an advice letter on this one.
Well, my question for you, you said that the person who donate to him or sponsor him does not have, we don't have the quorum. Please don't leave because we don't have the quorum.
We don't have a quorum.
Well,
Rồi
at
đi luôn
this
rồi.
time, we don't have the quorum.
See? Đó, thấy không?
This is
Quý vị thấy rõ
intentionally
ràng chưa? Đó,
leave this
xong
meeting
cái nó đi rồi.
so that we can,
Tại vì ông Manzo ông đi restroom,
we can proceed. Thank
nó
you
đi
very
luôn.
much.
Rồi
All
bây
right.
giờ hai người đâu có làm gì được đâu.
I'm sorry that I have to recess the meeting at this time, call for recess until we have the quorum. It's looked like that we are not going to have it.
Quý vị thấy rõ
So
ràng.
I will wait for 5 minutes, and if not, then we have to move on because we can't wait forever.
Trời. Do hai người này quý vị thấy do họ rõ ràng cho nên là cái thành phố nó mới những cái business của thành phố nó mới thời gian nó mới kéo dài vậy chứ nếu mà thì quý vị thấy không, rõ ràng là họ cố ý thấy chưa quý vị? cố ý rõ ràng chưa? Đó, không muốn cho cái business của thành phố họ để mà bàn thảo, để mà thông qua, để cho nó qua rồi xong rồi đi về. Đó, quý vị thấy không, rõ ràng đó. Thấy không, con này nó đi trước. Ông Carlos Manzo ổng đi restroom rồi, cái thằng cha nội này mới vừa đi ra, rõ ràng hồi nãy giờ đâu có mặt ở đó đâu. Quý vị thấy rõ ràng, cho nên agenda người ta lên, người ta nói quá trời, 1 tiếng mấy đồng hồ, 2 tiếng đâu có mặt đâu, mới vừa đi ra cái bây giờ là cố ý đi tiếp. Tại vì đã nghe lệnh ở nhà rồi, đã nghe lệnh rồi từ nãy giờ, rõ ràng chưa quý vị? Đây là họ cố tình phá rối, phá đám đó. Chính rõ ràng, quý vị thấy rõ ràng chưa đó? Vậy mà cứ đổ thừa thị trưởng, những người mà vô hình ở nhà cũng đổ thừa thị trưởng, tào lao xịt bột dễ sợ. Họ không làm gì cho thành phố, họ làm như vậy để thành phố nó cứ tiếp tục, rồi cái thời gian nó cứ going on, nó cứ tiếp tục như vậy thì mất tiền, tốn tiền thành phố, tốn tiền phải trả nhân viên, tốn tiền phải trả cho ông CD manager, luật sư của thành phố. Quý vị thấy rõ ràng là họ phá rối, họ vào trong đây họ phá không, họ quậy không? Chính họ làm tốn tiền thành phố chứ ai. Quý vị thấy rõ ràng chưa? Ngày hôm nay nãy giờ mình coi mấy tiếng đồng hồ. Chán thiệt. Ây da, chán thiệt hả quý vị? Công nhận mà. Thấy không? Có những người mà làm việc với nhau, thị trưởng muốn làm việc, nhưng mà những kẻ này nó quậy như vậy thì làm sao làm việc được đây quý vị? Làm sao mà hợp tác được? Trong khi đó những ông lớn ở nhà cứ kêu là anh là đàn anh, tại sao mà anh không có hậu thuẫn, không có ủng hộ, không có chiếu cố đàn em? Quý vị thấy sao mà chiếu cố được? Những kẻ này nó quậy không, nó to rập nhau, rõ ràng là to rập nhau là đi là con Nghị cái đi trước rồi xong Nghị Đực đi luôn, để cho cái vấn đề này nó bị dang dở như vậy. Rõ ràng chưa quý vị? Nhưng mà quý vị thấy là ngày xưa, nghe Ngọc Hiền nghe kể lại đó, ngày xưa là ông thị trưởng Charlie Chí Nguyễn cùng với lại ông cụ thị trưởng Tạ Đức Trí, họ là minority, họ là thiểu số, nhưng mà họ rất là lịch sự quý vị. Họ không có giống như hai người này. Họ rất là lịch sự, họ rất là đàng hoàng, chứ họ không có giống hành xử mà vô văn hóa, vô giáo dục, vô đạo đức như hai cái người này. Chưa bao giờ Ngọc Hiền thấy luôn. Thiệt á. Đúng rồi ha, Tina Huỳnh, Mark Nguyễn, District 3. Cho nên quý vị nhớ ủng hộ cho anh Mark Nguyễn. Đây Ngọc Hiền xin chia sẻ một cái này nè quý vị, để chúng ta play cái này một chút nha. Ok, đợi Ngọc Hiền play cái này.
Chúng tôi là Mark Nguyễn, Chủ tịch Hội đồng Giám đốc Sở Môi trường Vệ sinh Midway City. Chúng tôi là ứng cử viên duy nhất được sự ủng hộ của Hiệp hội Cảnh sát Westminster và Hiệp hội Cứu hỏa tại quận Cam. Hãy bảo vệ thành trì chống cộng và sự tồn vong của thành phố. Xin quý cử tri dồn phiếu và vận động người quen bầu phiếu cho chúng tôi, Mark Nguyễn. Xin quý vị dồn phiếu cho chúng tôi, Mark Nguyễn.
Vậy thấy không? Đó. Anh Mark Nguyễn đó quý vị.
có ngu 5, 7,
cô
8,
Nhật Linh.
9, 10 điều á, thì cũng phải chừa lại một góc nhỏ, phải khôn ngoan. Sao lại mình có tiền mà mình để mình cho một cái bầy, một cái băng đảng nó xài tiền của mình một cách vô tội vạ, rồi nó xúi mình đi ra làm lao công đào binh đỡ đạn cho nó vậy Ngô Đình Lượng hả? Nó xúi đi ra ứng cử để mặc đồ vest, mà thực chất á chưa thấy mặc đồ vest mà ngồi giống như con chó hủi vậy. Ứng cử viên là phải thông minh sáng suốt. Ứng cử viên gì mà ngu đần vậy? Từ bữa giờ nó xúi bậy không? Nó xúi bậy để cho bị police còng tay. Bây giờ nó xúi bậy ra ngồi giống như con chó hủi á. Rồi thằng Năm Quang với con Amy nó ở nhà, nó coi nó thấy gì nó trốn luôn. Ê, Joseph Ngô Đình Lượng, soi gương nhìn lại cái mặt mình đi. Có ngu 5, 7, 8, 9, 10 điều á, thì cũng phải chừa lại một góc nhỏ, phải khôn ngoan. Sao lại mình có tiền mà mình để mình cho một cái bầy, một cái băng đảng nó xài tiền của mình một cách vô tội vạ, rồi nó xúi mình đi ra làm lao công đào binh đỡ đạn cho nó vậy Ngô Đình Lượng hả? Nó xúi đi ra ứng cử để mặc đồ vest, mà thực chất á chưa thấy mặc đồ vest mà ngồi giống như con chó hủi vậy. Ứng cử viên là phải thông minh sáng suốt. Ứng cử viên gì mà ngu đần vậy? Từ bữa giờ nó xúi bậy không? Nó xúi bậy để cho bị police còng tay. Bây giờ nó xúi bậy ra ngồi giống như con chó hủi á. Rồi thằng Năm Quang với con Amy nó ở nhà, nó coi nó thấy gì nó trốn luôn. Ê
Cô Nhật Linh vui quá. Ok, tiếp tục nha quý vị. Ok, để Ngọc Hiền nói về một chút về cái YouTube của cô Nhật Linh. Quý vị, bây giờ cái YouTube của cô Nhật Linh á, thì quý vị nào chưa có ghi danh thì làm ơn quý vị ghi danh vô cái YouTube của cô Nhật Linh dùm. Tại vì cổ cái này là cái backup, một tuần là cổ bị đánh gậy một tuần, tới thứ 3 tuần sau cổ mới được cho trở lại để mà livestream trong cái Nhật Linh Sunshine. Cho nên là quý vị, ông Manzo không phải đi restroom mà đi mà vì nghị định kế tiếp có thể liên quan tới ông ta nên ổng phải excuse himself. Ok. Cảm ơn cô Kim Nguyễn. Cảm ơn. Trở lại chưa quý vị? Trở lại chưa vậy? Chưa trở lại. Ok, để Ngọc Hiền ấy lại cái của cô Nhật Linh cái nha, để coi được cô Nhật Linh được bao nhiêu người ghi danh rồi. Quý vị ở trong cái link ở trong Ngọc Hiền pin á, quý vị vô trong đó, quý vị ghi danh subscribe vô dùm cho Ngọc Hiền nha. Ok, bây giờ cô Nhật Linh được 153 người subscribe rồi quý vị. Wow, cảm ơn quý vị thật là nhiều nha. Được 153 người. Ok, để cô Nhật Linh nói tiếp.
Watch what you say. Watch what you say, Councilmember Wade. We are here to do the city business, and watch what you say. I'm warning you.
Được 153 người ghi danh rồi đó. Đây tiếp tục nha.
Giám sát viên địa hạt 1 Andrew Đỗ đã chính thức làm đơn từ chức vị trí giám sát viên địa hạt 1, và ông đã thỏa thuận nhận tội. Đó là một nỗi buồn cho những ai đã từng xem Andrew Đỗ và những dân cử gốc Việt là con cưng của cộng đồng. Và đây cũng là một bài học cho cái băng đảng dân cử mà tính con đường vào làm chính trị để mà vơ vét, để mà ăn từng cái đồng tiền dành cho người cao niên, người tàn tật, người khuyết tật, người đau ốm và cả những người homeless. Cái điều này á, nó vô lương tâm, vô nhân đạo và nó vi phạm đạo đức trật. Giám sát.
Ok, nghe nói trở lại rồi. Ok. Cảm ơn khán thính giả đã báo cho Ngọc Huyền biết. Bây giờ trở lại rồi.
Willing to speak as a public comment today, you are also allowed to come up and speak. At this time here for Mayor and City Council, question for staff. I don't have anything. Anybody have anything for the staff? No. So we can go ahead and I can go ahead and open for public comment. So please.
Our first speaker is Jacko Luong, followed by Michael Varengia.
Good evening, Mayor, City Attorney, council members, staff. I just wish that the city would engage with the community and stakeholders. For example, the sign owners and landowners prior to passing the new sign ordinance to get real world feedback and address constituents' concerns. That's it. Thank you. Good night.
Our next speaker is Michael Varengia, followed by our final speaker, Terry Raines.
Thank you. None of this is new information, so there really shouldn't be.
I'm sorry. At this time, she's recused. We can't.
Aye.
All right. Thank you.
None of this is new information, so this really shouldn't drag on. Now, that's assuming that everybody's read their background information, right? But I would like to see this go forward. And I think we have representatives out here from the billboard companies. I know that they would like to see this go forward also. It's a form of income for the city. It can generate some good revenue. So let's try not to talk it to death. And that really shouldn't be a problem because she's not in here. So, you know, everybody knows she likes to hear herself speak. So this should be good. Hopefully you read your background information this time and it'll go smooth and you'll understand what's going on. Thank you.
We have two final speakers, Terry Raines and Kai Dao.
Sau cái này là xong Ngọc Huyền đã phải chịu hết nổi rồi. Rồi.
You want to speak about it? City Attorney has her comment.
I just want to briefly comment because you had the sign on. It does seem to be calling these individuals felons, but I don't know that you presented any information. I understand, but it is a bit deceptive in that regard.
To be determined.
Let me tell you what, Terry. If you don't take that off, you don't have a quorum.
I don't have a what?
You don't have a quorum to continue. Take that off.
Màu xanh nè. Ở trên
I
màu xanh
didn't
á.
issue that order.
Click
So,
cái kênh mới của cô Nhật Linh để subscribe vô.
all right. So again, we don't have the quorum.
We have no quorum, Mayor.
Yeah.
Okay.
And again, you have every right to speak. I just want to be careful that defamatory statements, unless you have evidence that someone is a felon, that's
To be determined.
I understand.
That doesn't mean statement today, does it? It says to be
It's
determined.
quite easy to not be able to even read those letters. That you,
Well, that's not on my fault.
okay, I won't go into it further. It's for you. Just
Your
to be careful.
decisions tonight are
It's actually
killing
a
me.
caution to you, that's all.
Oh, thank you, Christian, for watching out for me.
Rồi bỏ đi rồi. Ok. Ok, chúng ta sẽ trở lại vào ngày mai quý vị. Ngọc Huyền chịu mệt quá, chịu hết nổi rồi. Cảm ơn quý vị đã theo dõi cái livestream ngày hôm nay. Bấm like dùm cho Ngọc Hiền nha. Quý vị vô trong cái phone nè, hồi nãy Ngọc Hiền mới vừa nói nè, quý vị nào chưa có ghi danh á thì trong cái phone Ngọc Hiền á, quý vị thấy cái màu xanh Ngọc Hiền pin không? Đó, quý vị bấm vô chỗ cái pin màu xanh đó, quý vị ghi danh subscribe vô cái YouTube mới dùm cho cô Nhật Linh, được 150 mấy người rồi đó. Quý vị bấm vô chỗ đó, quý vị ghi danh vô dùm cho cổ, để cổ được 500 người thì YouTube nó mới cho cổ livestream nha quý vị. Tại vì bây giờ YouTube nó đã đánh gậy Sunshine, Nhật Linh Sunshine rồi. Cảm ơn quý vị, xin chào và hẹn gặp lại. Bye bye, I love you all. Ngày mai Ngọc Hiền sẽ live, Ngọc Hiền sẽ đi bỏ phiếu, Ngọc Hiền sẽ live cho quý vị coi, quý vị ủng hộ Ngọc Hiền TV nha. Bye bye.